season there's a different feel and a different vibe. I've said it before, there's a different feel with this team, right? And again, it's one game. There's a lot of series ahead of us. When you play your game, it just gives you confidence to kind of roll it over into the next day.
This team specifically, we have a ton of guys that are built for the moment. I think we showed that last night, and I'm excited to continue to show that today. The Rogers Center, the stadium, the crowd, the support has been second to none.
Having to go out there and perform at your best to help your team win a championship. A lot more fans here, and there's going to be a lot more energy, but I mean, I'm built for this.
How about this, Buck? When Trey Savage made his pro debut for Dunedin in Jupiter in April.
Game 2 is coming your way on yet another spectacular day here.
Every season there's a different feel and a different vibe. I've said it before, there's a different feel with this team, right? And again, it's one game. There's a lot of series ahead of us. When you play your game, it just gives you confidence to kind of roll it over into the next day.
This team specifically, we have a ton of guys that are built for the moment. I think we showed that last night, and I'm excited to continue to show that today. The Rogers Center, the stadium, the crowd, the support has been second to none.
Having to go out there and perform at your best to help your team win a championship. A lot more fans here, and there's going to be a lot more energy, but I mean, I'm built for this.
How about this, Buck? When Trey Savage made his pro debut for Dunedin in Jupiter in April, there were 327 people. There's considerably more than that here today. And he starts off, Trent Grisham. Got him! Swing and a miss to get him.
Like this in East Carolina.
They did everybody looking on from the third base dugout, and they see another strikeout, striking out 3 in the top of the first.
He's just one of those guys where the presence on the mound is a little bit different.
7th pitch to Stanton. Swing and a miss, he got him.
Here comes the Dalton Varsho.
Varsho is in the third. Ernie Clement with a fly ball to left. Was on this place right now, Buck, they'd have blown it right off of here. Unbelievable scene here at the Rogers Center.
Being able to stay even keel and not ride the highs and ride the lows, being calm and controlling my breath and just being in the present moment.
Big righty is Savage. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down.
Already 6 Ks through 2 2/3. He strikes out the side in the third.
Tough to put into words, you know. Kid started an A-ball this year and just did that against that lineup, you know.
Jam-packed and rocking Rogers Center right now. It is 5-0 Blue Jays. He strikes out Judge.
This is unbelievable.
Fans rise to their feet. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts, already a franchise postseason record. This game is in the 4th. And he struck out the side again. 10 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Complete, utter dominance.
Now here comes Guerrero, who had a moment in the bottom of the first yesterday.
Rises to the occasion when he sees the pinstripes.
Now Varsho drills 1.
The stars are once again being stars.
Trey Savage is going to reap the rewards of a job well done here today. What an incredible performance.
How are you feeling right now, Trey, with all this going on? How does this feel for you?
This has got to be cloud 9. I mean, I couldn't imagine a better feeling right now.
But there's just something about him. I felt like he could do it, and I loved the comment yesterday that he was built for this, and I believe that.
He's worked so hard.
It's special. They've been with me from age 4 in T-ball all the way up to now 22, playing in the major leagues.
We knew he was in good hands with all of our Canadian family.
This guy's having a heck of a day of his own. It's an incredible day for
think we're kind of not really talking about Varsho's day at the plate. Kind of ho-hum, a couple doubles, a couple homers. He's been phenomenal, right?
Fans have had to cheer for it in these first 2 games.
And they are a strike away.
Lopsided. The Toronto Blue Jays are a win away from the championship series. Well, this crowd's been unbelievable.
The fans, their energy they bring for us, we have to bring the energy. He said he built for this, and he showed them we built for this, and amazing job he did today.
It was awesome. You guys are rocking. The city's awesome. And I love you guys.
It's built for this moment. You're built for October.
Absolutely. Let's go, Toronto!
Thinking about upgrading your equipment? Finning has a deal that's built to reward you whether you're a new or returning customer. From now until November 2nd, take advantage of 0% financing for 72 months on select CAT compact equipment. With payments starting as low as $1,458 a month, it's never been easier to own the gear you need. But hurry, these offers end November 2nd. To learn more and to book your demo today, visit your local Finning dealership or call 1-800-FINNING.
Again for the fastball, and Schlittler ahead 0-2 as the fans rise to their feet for the first time tonight. Schlittler cupping his left ear to hear the pitch comm signal. And the 0-2. Line drive, fair ball, down the right field line, ricochets off the sidewall. Springer scores with ease. Judge on it quickly gets it in to keep Vladdy to a single, and the Blue Jays lead 1-0 in the first.
What an incredible swing from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It was a cutter off the plate outside. A lot of hitters would try to pull that baseball and end up either swinging and missing or hitting a ground ball. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. goes the other way, right past Paul Goldschmidt at first base. What a swing.
Fourth game out of 4. The Blue Jays score first, and the pitch to Addison Barger now is a swing and a miss. First curveball for Schlittler. He doesn't use that pitch a ton, but when he has it going, it makes him a lot more dangerous. For Vlad, by the way, his 9th RBI. Guerrero on first, 1 out, top of the first. 1-0 Blue Jays. Barger hitting cleanup in this game, the 0-1. And he lines the ball toward right field. That's sinking. That's down for a base hit just inside the line. Vladdy races around second. He's into third. Barger with a bloop base hit, and it's runners on the corners. Still only 1 out.
Actually, a pretty good pitch from Cam Schlittler. It was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball up and in at the hands. Addison Barger just so strong. Muscles that thing over Paul Goldschmidt. Just fair down that right field line. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. standing at third base. This is a huge opportunity for the Blue Jays.
Barger's second hit in 8 postseason at-bats. Infield remains back. They're looking to turn 2 against Alejandro Kirk. Barger on first, Guerrero on third, 1 out, and a 1-0 first inning lead. Schlittler's pitch. Called strike. 99 at the knees. And that's why he shut out the Red Sox for 8 innings while punching out 12. But the Blue Jays already have a run against him in the first inning. Kirk 3 for 13 in the series. 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. 0-1. And he hits it off the fist. A pop-up foul. Catcher Wells ditches his mask and makes the catch, crashing into the backstop near the first base dugout. Really nice play from Austin Wells. Kirk retired, 2 down.
That's a big out. What a play from Austin Wells, crashing against that short wall just behind home plate. A huge out for the Yankees, a big out for Cam Schlittler, and an opportunity lost for the Toronto Blue Jays. Dalton Varsho is going to have to come through with 2 outs here in this inning.
And that play, part of the reason Aaron Boone has stuck with Wells, even though they wanted to get Paul Goldschmidt in today, they decide not to catch Rice and stick with Wells, who settles in behind home plate after giving his defense signs. Barger on first. Schlittler peeks at him, sets with Guerrero in his sightlines, leading off third. The pitch to Dalton Varsho. And he lifts it out to left field. Shallow, slicing near the line. Bellinger charging, slides. Did he get it? He did. What a play by Cody Bellinger, sliding to make a catch in fair territory, robbing a Blue hit and ending the top of the first. The Blue Jays do get a run, though. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with an RBI single to knock in George Springer, a run on 3 hits, 2 left on base for Toronto. Middle of the first, 1-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it.
At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Discover why Endy is Canada's best mattress. Shop Canadian made at endy.com.
Protect your waste and recycling equipment from costly repairs. With a custom maintenance plan, optimize your waste system performance and longevity with Metro Compactor Service. They've got you covered coast to coast with the largest service fleet in Canada. Their innovative iSmart technology can remotely diagnose, troubleshoot, and monitor equipment health in real time. For on-demand or proactive service, sales, rentals, and extended warranties for all your waste equipment, visit metrocompactor.com. metrocompactor.com.
Bingo!
Great games, good friends, and giving back. That's what charitable gaming's all about. At a charitable bingo and gaming center, your gameplay has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities supporting causes such as counseling services, youth sports programs, and healthcare. So come and enjoy a wide variety of games. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable gaming. Community good.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Base hit! Blue Jays win!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. In the Bronx, I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. The Blue Jays, with a run in the first, lead it 1-0 over the New York Yankees in Game 4 of the American League Division Series. We're getting set for the bottom of the first inning, and Louis Varland is warming up for the Blue Jays. Varland, the opener today in this bullpen game. During the regular season, a 2.97 ERA in 72 2/3 innings. He's got some experience starting. That was what he was primarily doing before this season, and he's got electric stuff. The high-velocity four-seamer, big knuckle curve, also a slider, a sinker, and a change.
Yeah, and even though he struggled a little bit in yesterday's ball game, John Schneider said that he only made one mistake to Jazz Chisholm Jr. for that solo shot. Other than that, he really liked what he saw.
Went to talk to Varland after the game yesterday, did John Schneider, and Varland was anxious to get back in there. He wanted to get in and have a good outing, and we'll see if he can right now as Trent Grisham steps in. The left-handed hitter leads it off for New York. Varland winds and delivers. First pitch right there at 99 down the middle to get ahead 0-1. Grisham coming off by far probably his best playoff game. Went 1 for 4 with a double, a walk, and 2 runs scored. In the playoffs, he's 4 for 27. 0-1 pitch. Low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Grisham, Judge, Bellinger in this inning. Part of the Blue Jays' problems in the middle innings was they weren't getting Grisham out, which made it harder to pitch to Judge. The 1-1. Grisham skies it. Foul territory, third base side. Barger staring up, converging with Kirk. Barger makes the grab on the side warning track, and in 3 pitches, Trent Grisham goes down, 1 out.
That is a big league pop-up. A nice play from Addison Barger. Struggled for a second, but then he found it and made an easy play for the first out in this inning.
Barger had the error yesterday as the applause comes for Aaron Judge. Talked to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa a bit. The wind at Yankee Stadium can be tricky, he told me. It swirls a lot. It'll change directions. Aaron Judge to the plate, and the pitch from Varland is called high, ball 1. Home plate umpire is Tony Randazzo. Dan Bellino is the crew chief at first, Roberto Ortiz at second, and Chris Siegel at third. Adam Hamry and Jordan Baker in left and right field, respectively. 1-0 pitch. Judge lines it down for a base hit. Got a bit of a gift on the first pitch, and then with count leverage, rips it into left. Judge with a single with 1 out.
And if you're Louis Varland, if you're John Schneider, you take that all day long. It's a win, I think, when you keep Aaron Judge in the ballpark. Now you have some work to do with Cody Bellinger.
Bellinger also coming off a big day. Not quite Judgian, but he went 2 for 4 with a single and a double. 1-0 Blue Jays. Judge on first in the pitch. 95 on the inside edge. That's the power change from Louis Varland, and it's 0-1. So that pitch is called a strike. Bellinger's dad, Clay, won a couple World Series as a New York Yankee. Cody asks for time and brings his right foot, his lead foot, out of the box. It's maybe Bellinger's only chance to win a World Series in pinstripes. He has an opt-out if he wants it after the year, and he's coming off a big season. The 0-1. Swing and a foul tip. 100 at the top of the zone. 0-2.
That's a fantastic sequence. You go down with that changeup and then up with 100 right at the top of the strike zone. You can pretty much throw whatever you want here. Just make it out of the strike zone.
0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. 100 middle in, and he freezes Bellinger. First strikeout of the game for Varland. 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
Well, I can almost guarantee that that's not where Louis Varland intended to throw that pitch. Cody Bellinger was fooled as well. They were trying to go away, probably off the plate outside, but that's a good miss and a big out here in this inning.
You can miss sometimes at 100 and get away with it. Giancarlo Stanton to the plate now, moved up to the cleanup spot with Rice out of the lineup. The pitch. And Stanton hits it high in the air, right field. Moving toward the line, Santander under it and makes the catch. And that's a scoreless bottom of the first for Louis Varland. 1-0 Blue Jays headed to the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home runs happen down by the lake. And home runs happen at Ontario's #1 Mazda dealer for 12 years running. Mazda of Toronto. When you need a Mazda that goes the distance, they're your MVP. Ontario's #1 volume Mazda dealership. Mazda of Toronto. Move and be moved.
If you've got outdoor chores or jobs coming up, the first thing on your to-do list should be to identify all overhead power lines. Power lines are a leading cause of electrical death in Ontario. To stay safe and alive, always keep yourself and your equipment at least 3 meters away from overhead power lines. You don't have to touch a power line to receive a deadly shock. No outdoor work is worth dying for. A message from the Electrical Safety Authority. Learn more at esasafe.com/stop, look, live.
Did you know 2 in 5 Canadians will face cancer in their lifetime? Early detection can make all the difference. Whole Body MRI offers advanced medical scans using state-of-the-art AI-powered MRI technology, capable of detecting early-stage cancers and over 500 other conditions. Take control of your health. Visit wholebodymri.ca to book now. Again, that's wholebodymri.ca. Get scanned.
Mazda of Toronto, Ontario's #1 volume Mazda dealer for over 12 straight years. The best brand, the #1 dealership. And when you drive to Mazda of Toronto, they make you #1. Your #1 volume Mazda dealership in Ontario. MazdaofToronto.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Back-to-back homers, and Vlad puts them in front 6-5.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a first inning RBI single, and as we start the second, the Blue Jays lead the New York Yankees 1-0. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Potential elimination game going on tonight. The Blue Jays lead the American League Division Series 2-1, but as we all found out yesterday, it is very early to think about anything beyond this game. Top of the second about to start. Cam Schlittler warming up. And Chris, for the most part, the Blue Jays seemed to see Cam Schlittler pretty well in the first. They had 3 hits.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. They need to continue to put pressure on him. They didn't really hit the ball all that hard outside of George Springer in that first inning, but they're getting the bat to the baseball, putting the ball in play, putting pressure not only on Cam Schlittler, but also this Yankees defense, who, let's be honest, have struggled for the majority of this season.
It'll be 7, 8, 9 in the Blue Jays order due up this inning. It begins with Anthony Santander, who's kicking away dirt in the box and twisting back and forth. Ernie Clement and Andres Jimenez to follow. Only 11 pitches for Schlittler as he faced 6 batters in the first. They were aggressive against the righty. His pitch. Santander takes 98 middle in for strike 1. If you weren't with us in the first, mention the conversations I had with some of the Blue Jays seemed to indicate they were looking to attack his fastball, Schlittler's that is, early and often. Flamethrowers 0-1. Swing and a miss. Well located, top of the zone at 98, and Santander behind it. It's 0-2.
That front shoulder went flying. You know what he's trying to do in this at-bat. Shorten up here, though, with 2 strikes.
Did have a 2-run single yesterday, Santander. 2 for 7 in the playoffs. Slow wind, 0-2. Foul back, 99 in the same spot as the last pitch, and he got a chunk of it.
He really works the top of that strike zone well.
Four-seamer and cutter typically live up there. The kick and the 2-strike pitch. And again, spoiled foul. Right back to the top with 99. It's been 4 elevated fastballs for Schlittler, 3 4-seamers, and 1 2-seam sinker.
It's a good job protecting there with 2 strikes. It's tough to get to that baseball at the top of the strike zone. It's almost 100 miles an hour.
After back-to-back foul-offs, another 0-2. And it's fouled off again. Went to the cutter that time, above the zone. Santander stumbled, but did a good job sticking with it. He's still up at the plate.
And we talked about this yesterday and early on in this season, or in this series. The results maybe not quite there for Santander, but he's looking good, putting together solid ABs.
0-2. And he lines it out to right field. It's hooking. It's foul. Out of play. In the series, Santander 2 for 7, a 286 average. 2 RBIs, 2 strikeouts. He's fouled off 4 straight 2-strike pitches. Even though it's 0-2, this will be the 7th pitch from Schlittler. And it's on the way. And it's fouled back again over our heads into the top level at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Boone described it fouling Schlittler to death when the Blue Jays knocked him out after an inning and 2/3 on September 5th. Made him throw 66 pitches in an inning and 2/3 in that start. Here's his 8th pitch to Santander. Outside at 100. Santander seemed to track it, but that's a gutsy take. It's 1-2.
Aaron Boone doesn't love that call, but Santander is actually nodding his head, letting everybody know that was off the plate. And we're seeing a replay right now. That was a fantastic take at 100 miles an hour from Santander.
Hasn't shown him a breaking ball yet. Everything's been upper 90s. In a 1-2 count, Schlittler's 9th to Santander. And it's down and in. Finally showed him a little bit of spin down. It was the cutter that bounced at 92. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Seems to be seeing the baseball really well right now out of that right hand of Cam Schlittler.
He'll see it for a 10th time here. Schlittler steps to the left, kicks, and deals. And the pitch is high, ball 3. After the near miss to make it 1-2, 2 big misses, has run a full count here. Schlittler threw 11 pitches in the first. This will be his 11th pitch of the second to the leadoff hitter in Santander. The 3-2. Swing and a line drive, right center field. Judge curling back, and he makes the grab in front of the warning track. No payoff there for Santander, but a really good at-bat. There's 1 down.
Yeah, that was a great swing. Might have got in on him just a little bit. Missed the barrel by a hair. If he barrels that up, that ball's about 450 feet out to right field.
And just died about 10 feet in front of the track. And Ernie Clement is up to the plate now, coming off his best day of the playoffs so far. He went 4 for 4 in yesterday's loss. 1 out in the pitch. Ball strike. Ripped back into the zone by Wells. It's 0-1. Straight up defense, infield and outfield. A rare no shift. 0-1. Clement fights it off. A looper shallow left. Bellinger coming in. Watches it drop. No! Coming out of nowhere. Volpe with the over-the-shoulder catch. I thought no way Bellinger was leaving that for Volpe, but a nice play by the Yankees shortstop. 2 down.
I thought he gave up on that ball, and then at the last second, he just sticks the left arm out and catches that ball. That's a look what I found type of catch. Nevertheless, that's a big out for the New York Yankees.
Very nonchalant, but effective for Volpe. And Bellinger chuckling after the catch. 2 out, spaces empty. 1-0 Blue Jays, top of the second. Pitch to Andres Jimenez. Inside at 99, ball 1. Schlittler looking for a clean 1-2-3 inning. His pitch. On the ground, stabbed at the mound. Nice play. Runs over to first and underhand flips to end the top of the second inning. Schlittler retires the bottom third of the Blue Jay lineup in order. And as we wait for the bottom of the second, it remains 1-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Capital One, we're more than just a credit card company. We're people just like you who believe in the power of yes. Yes to new opportunities. Yes to second chances. Yes to a fresh start. That's why we've helped over 4 million Canadians get access to a credit card. Because at Capital One, we say yes, so you don't have to hear another no. What will you do with your yes? Get the yes you've been waiting for at CapitalOne.ca/yes. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey you, while we've got your ear, let's talk about what's catching everyone's eye. Is it the chipped paint flaking off your garage? Or that squeaky floorboard you always ignore? Don't worry, help is always within reach at Home Hardware. Turn those side eyes into second looks at the Bring Beauty Tone Home Reno sale. Save 35% on Beauty Tone Pure interior and exterior paint. And save up to 40% on in-stock vinyl and SPC flooring. Earn and redeem Scene Plus points at the Bring Beauty Tone Home Reno sale on now until October 22nd. Only at Home Hardware and Building Centers. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian.
Our team knows it takes teamwork and staying power to go the distance, and a hunger to bring it home. That's why Crown Rust Control stands proudly beside them, because we know what it takes to go the distance for Canadians. We've been helping your vehicles go the distance for over 40 years, keeping them strong, reliable, and ready for the road. Get your vehicle playoff ready. Bring it home to your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Crown Rust Control, proud sponsor of your Toronto Blue Jays. Bring it home, Canada.
Hey, this is Dalton Varsho.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball
on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Game 4 of the American League Division Series, and all around baseball today, potential elimination games. All 4 games feature a team on the brink. With that, we hand it over to Chris LaRue.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. On now for a limited time, all-you-can-eat classic Angus burgers for just $14.99. You heard that right. Visit stlouiswings.com for full details. You are welcome.
It's 1-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the second in New York on that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. 1 final already. Tigers were on the brink of elimination, down 2-1 to the Mariners and trailing 3-0. Midway through that game, the Tigers scored 9 straight runs to win 9-3 and now have forced a Game 5 back in Seattle where Tarek Skubal could be lined up to take the hill for Detroit. Check on the other games as we move on in this one. But for now, Jazz Chisholm Jr. leading off. Louis Varland, after 9 pitches, deals his first of the second and misses outside, ball 1. While Judge hit the big homer off of Varland yesterday, Chisholm homered off him as well, and that gave the Yankees their first lead of the series. 1-0 pitch. Called strike, dropped the curve on the outside edge. Really well-located pitch. It's 1-1. Fastball left over the middle to Jazz Chisholm that he blasted into right last night. 1-1 pitch. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Chisholm bunched at the change, but wouldn't swing.
And they're staying away from that fastball in this at-bat. Good change up there. Might have been a ball out of the hand, though. An easier take for Jazz.
Left-handed batter. The 2-1.
Nope.
Outside with another change, ball 3. And this is rare for Varland. Only 1 fastball thrown in 4 pitches so far to Jazz Chisholm. Paul Goldschmidt and Austin Wells will hit this inning as well. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Went to the curveball. Chisholm was expecting heater and was well out in front with a big hack. 3-2.
That's a great pitch. 3-1, you flip in a curveball there. It's a gutsy pitch. Gutsy call from Kirk as well.
Chisholm in the playoffs, 4 for 19. Does have that home run last night. Also 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. No outs in the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Got him on another curve. Did not budge and give Chisholm a heater, and there's 1 down.
Yeah, might have missed his spot by just a little bit, but it acted like a changeup. Jazz Chisholm was way out in front. Foul tipped it into the glove of Alejandro Kirk. A good job actually holding on to that baseball. Not an easy foul tip for a catcher to catch. It's a big first out for Louis Varland.
Now he'll face Paul Goldschmidt, potentially a future Hall of Famer. 1 out, bases empty, the pitch.
Outside.
Just outside with a slider, ball 1. Only the 2nd start of the postseason for Goldschmidt, who started their postseason opening loss to the Boston Red Sox in the AL wildcard. 4 for 8, though, he is in this playoffs. 1-0. Off the end of the bat, foul. Gives a bit of a different wrinkle to the Yankee lineup. In a lineup with so many big swinging power hitters, Goldschmidt really known for his ability to drive the ball the other way into the right center gap. One pitch. Swing and a miss. They stayed away from him with 100 and got the whiff. It's 1-2.
I'm actually surprised that they went away. Really the only hole for Paul Goldschmidt is up and in with a fastball. I wouldn't be surprised if they go there here.
Kirk is set up inside. And the 1-2. Missed his spot at 100 above the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think that's where they were trying to go. Just missed his spot by quite a bit. Louis Varland might probably overthrew that pitch.
15th season for Goldschmidt, chasing that elusive World Series ring. The 2-2. And he drilled him. Trying to go up and in again and missed with 98 on the letters, or numbers rather, as Goldschmidt sheds his bat in shin guard and jogs down to first. And that will be it for Louis Varland as a pocket of lefties is set to come up. We have our first pitching change of this bullpen day. Left-handed hitter Austin Wells about to approach the plate, and Mason Fluharty is coming out of the Blue Jays dugout. This pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. With Fluharty set to warm up and the Blue Jays leading 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd, we go back to baseball control with Show Ali.
Thanks, guys. Let's check out that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. The NHL season officially underway. It all got started with a 3-2 Panthers win last night. Tonight, 4 games on the go. 2 of them are pretty big-time games. Habs at Leafs and the Battle of Alberta later on. Flames at Oilers. Let's check out how things sound down at Scotiabank Arena with the call. Here's Joe Bowen.
Tavares with Nylander and McMahon out there as Nylander gets a face-off win and sends the shot and scores! Holy mackerel, they got it going already! And the Leafs with a 1-0 lead. McMahon in front of the net. Did he touch it? He may have.
A first Holy Mackinac of the season in 60 seconds in. Joe is right. Bobby McMahon did get the tip on a William Nylander shot on goal. The game is actually now tied 1-1 after Montreal's Oliver Kapanen scored shorthanded on a Leafs power play. However, you can watch it on Sportsnet 1 about 12 minutes to go in the first period. And yes, Oliver is related to former Leaf Kasperi if you are curious. They are cousins. Other games on right now, Bruins at Capitals. The Capitals on the power play. The game just getting started, just about a minute in. It is 0s between Boston and Washington. Flames at Oilers, puck drop in the latest edition of the Battle of Alberta. Will go 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, also on Sportsnet 1. Blue Jays baseball, as always, brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action in New York with the call on the Sportsnet Radio Network. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. We return to Yankee Stadium in the bottom of the second inning. The Blue Jays lead the New York Yankees 1-0. Louis Varland out after an inning and a third, and Mason Fluharty enters with one out in this bottom of the second, and Paul Goldschmidt on first base. Fluharty just wrapped up his warm-ups, takes a lap around the hill. He went yesterday, charged with 2 runs, only one of them earned in 2/3 of an inning, but was really hard done by on a 2-base error in that 4th inning, and then the runs came in on the Judge homer after he was taken out of the game. So it's one of those cases where he was probably a little bit better than the line would suggest. Still looking for a bounce back. He'll go left on left with Austin Wells. Big infield shift toward first, and the pitch. Sweeper low, ball 1. Eye black and mustache wearing catcher Wells bats left, 5 for 18 in the postseason, 3 RBIs. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike to ball, sweeper broke away. It's 1-1.
That's the difference maker right there. That sweeper that looks like a fastball, like a cutter, and then takes a hard right turn. Austin Wells really was nowhere near that pitch.
Wells stands tall left side, 1-1. And he lifts a sweeper foul into the seats out of play. Left-hand side. It's 1-2. Addison Barger was playing in at third. He'll back up now. A couple feet from the outfield grass. He plays in between second and third with the shortstop Jimenez up the middle. Ernie Clement right in between first and second, and Vlad hugging the bag at first as he holds on Paul Goldschmidt.
Wouldn't be surprised if they come hard up with that cutter. We see Mason Fluharty throw that pitch to perfection almost every single outing.
He's gone sweeper, sweeper, sweeper to start the plate appearance. Fluharty set, and the 1-2. Sweeper again taken by Wells. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And now you have him leaning out over the plate. It would be a good time to throw that cutter.
Left-hander's 5th pitch of this appearance. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Just kept feeding him sweepers in the same spot, and eventually Wells chased again. 2 outs.
That's the best one I've seen him throw in a long time. Just when you have the batter thinking cutter, you throw another sweeper, and that one was absolutely perfect for strike 3.
More action in the Blue Jays pen, by the way. It'll be all hands on deck today. Only the bottom of the second, and Rodriguez and Dominguez, Yariel and Sir Anthony are warming up right now. First pitch to Anthony Volpe. This is low ball 1. 1-0 Blue Jays. Game 4 of the ALDS. We're in the bottom of the second with a runner on first and 2 outs. One-0 pitch. Called strike. Sweeper heavy so far is Fluharty. Back toward Volpe right there.
Volpe didn't like that call. He immediately had a question for home plate umpire Tony Randazzo, but that was a perfect pitch right at the bottom of that strike zone.
Volpe 1 for 12 in the series, 5 for 23 in the playoffs. 1-1. And he pops it up, foul out of play. Back behind home plate. It just drops short of the second deck. It's 1-2.
There was the cutter. The cutter at the top of the strike zone. Now that you've changed the eye level, you can go back to that sweeper, maybe back foot here.
Lead off first for Goldschmidt. Vladdy holding him on, hands on his knees. Fluharty sets, staring at Goldschmidt. And now his 1-2 pitch. No, it's a step and throw over to first. Goldschmidt back in there. He might be on the back nine, but Paul Goldschmidt did steal 5 bases this year. And at the peak, Paul Goldschmidt could steal a lot of bases. In fact, he swiped 32 for Arizona in 2016. He takes a big lead off first. And Fluharty's 1-2. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think people forget how good Paul Goldschmidt was in his prime. He was an absolute beast.
Well, he had the MVP year in St. Louis, but he was so good for so long in Arizona as well. He was hit by a pitch earlier this inning. That's why he's on first. 2-2. On the ground, a chopper foul, third base side. Past Luis Rojas third base coach for the Yankees.
That's 3 cutters in a row to Volpe. I think that they don't want to speed up the bat of Anthony Volpe, maybe trying to sneak that hard cutter past him at the top of the strike zone.
Blue Jays shift Volpe to the pull side, the third base side. And the 2-2. Called strike 3. Cutter at the top of the zone to freeze Volpe, and around the hit batter. Varland and Fluharty combined to punch out 3 in a scoreless bottom of the second. We roll on to the third. The Blue Jays won, the Yankees nothing in Game 4 of the American League Division Series. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL 3-topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch 3-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama, made precisely for you.
Bingo!
Celebrate a win for your community at a charitable bingo and gaming center. Each game you play has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities facing challenges such as food insecurity, educational needs, and rehabilitation. So come choose from a wide variety of entertainment options. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable Gaming. Community good.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Struck him out looking. A big fist bump from Jeff Hoffman.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The third inning is brought to you by Crown. Canada's team is back in the playoffs, and your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers are proud to be a part of it. For over 40 years, Crown has protected vehicles from rust, keeping them strong and ready for the road, just like a great playoff baseball team. Crown Rust Control, proud sponsor of your Toronto Blue Jays radio broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's Game 4 of the American League Division Series, and the Blue Jays with a 2-1 series lead this game 1-0. Top of the third about to start, and it's the top of the order for the Blue Jays with George Springer up.
Yeah, and George Springer jumped all over a fastball in his last at-bat. Took a good fastball at about 97 off the plate, and then like I mentioned earlier, he got his mistake, and he hammered it. He really hasn't been swinging the bat all that well. It's good to see him come up with a big knock.
3 for 16 in the postseason now, but all 3 hits are of the extra base variety. Cam Schlittler back on the hill. The rookie's first pitch of the third. High ball 1. .96 on that sinker from Schlittler, the least thrown of his 3 fastballs. He twists and deals. And Springer hits it on the ground left side, charging at third McMahon. Gloves, shuffles, throws on to first, stretch by Goldschmidt in time for the out.
Schlittler got away with one there. That was a fastball, almost middle in. Just ate up George Springer just a little bit.
I think the sinker run of it just took it off the barrel. Similar location to the pitch Springer doubled on. So with 1 out now, here's Nathan Lucas, who played left field tonight. He's 0 for 1 so far in the game. Third baseman McMahon in on the cut of the infield grass. And the pitch. Called strike, 98, middle in. Schlittler isn't shy despite being a 24-year-old rookie. He is in the zone early and often. Part of the reason the Blue Jays wanted to be aggressive tonight. Close stance for Lucas. He faces an 0-1. and he hits it on the ground up the middle. Volpe on the run, gathers, throws over to first to beat Lucas by a step. It's a really nice play up the middle. Volpe's had a good start to his night. 2 down.
Yeah, that's a heck of a play. He had to deal with that bag, too. The ball actually bounced over the bag. He made a nice play. Perfect throw. Across the diamond to Paul Goldschmidt.
2 outs now, and the base is empty. And the boos raining down on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. because he's 9 for 14 in this series with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. He taps the plate, twirls around the bat, and waits on Cam Schlittler. The wind in the pitch. Called strike 99, lower middle of the zone, 0-1. A 1 pitch, high, 1 ball, and 1 strike. Guerrero's average 634 in this series. Pardon me, 643. I undersold him.
An OPS of almost 2,000.
1-1, high, 2-1. 1.911. Higher than Aaron Judge's in the postseason. 2-1 pitch. Chopper left side backing up McMahon. Glove spins. Long throw to first and a good stretch by Goldschmidt. They get Guerrero. 8 straight retired for Cam Schlittler. It's still 1-0 Blue Jays. Middle of the 3rd. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home runs happen down by the lake. And home runs happen at Ontario's #1 Mazda dealer for 12 years running. Mazda of Toronto. When you need a Mazda that goes the distance, they're your MVP. Ontario's #1 volume Mazda dealership. Mazda of Toronto. Move and be moved.
Get winter ready with CarQuest Auto Parts. Save on premium brand name products. Castrol Magnatech Synthetic Oil 5-liter jug $29.97. Prestone Premix Coolant 3.78-liter jug $14.97. CarQuest Washer Fluid 3.78-liter jug $3.97. And Trico Ice Winter Wiper Blades all sizes $14.97. Hit the road with CarQuest for your auto parts needs. Visit a CarQuest Auto Parts store or carquest.ca for full flyer details at participating locations.
In Canada, the leading cause of death is cancer. What if you could see it coming before symptoms appear? Whole Body MRI offers advanced medical scans using our state-of-the-art AI-powered MRI machines, which can detect early-stage cancers and 500 other conditions with 0 radiation. Take control of your health. Visit wholebodymri.ca to book now. Again, that's wholebodymri.ca. Get scanned.
Mazda of Toronto, Ontario's #1 volume Mazda dealer for over 12 straight years. The best brand, the #1 dealership. And when you drive to Mazda of Toronto, they make you #1. Your #1 volume Mazda dealership in Ontario. MazdaofToronto.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. His 8th K today
on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth at Yankee Stadium. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer tonight, Tom Young, and Steve Pepe, our technical directors. The Blue Jays lead 1-0 over the New York Yankees. Game 4 of the American League Division Series. It's only the bottom of the 3rd as Mason Fluharty continues to warm up.
And he came into a big situation in the last inning. Paul Goldschmidt was on first base with just 1 out. And he struck out a couple. That's exactly what he's been doing for the majority of this season. He looks so confident out there filling up that strike zone.
He got Wells and Volpe last inning. He'll start with the left-handed hitting McMahon, Ryan McMahon, the 9-hitter for the Yankees in the bottom of the 3rd. McMahon and Grisham, 9-1, both hit left. Then it's Aaron Judge due up 3rd, and the Blue Jays do have a pair of righties, Yariel Rodriguez and Sir Anthony Dominguez, warming up right now. McMahon stands tall, slight knee bend, and the pitch from Fluharty. He squares to bunt and bunts it back foul on the line into the netting. It's 0-1.
Third baseman Addison Barger was playing back So that was actually a pretty good attempt from McMahon. Obviously, Addison Barger is going to come in just a little bit, take that bunt away from McMahon.
Just couldn't square up the sweeper there from Fluharty. And now Barger standing on the edge of the infield grass. So one pitch, swing and a miss. Right back to the sweeper. He was sweeper heavy to the left-handed hitter Wells last inning. It's 0-2.
You stay right there. Same pitch, same location. Don't mess around.
McMahon 3 for 12 in the postseason, a walk and 2 strikeouts, although it's felt like he's hit the ball a lot harder than his numbers might suggest. 0-2. Down and away with the sweeper. He stayed in that same spot like you mentioned, and McMahon didn't chase.
Might have been a ball out of the hand. Maybe an easier take for McMahon.
Yeah, probably a couple more inches down and away. Kirk setting up outside again. And the 1-2. Outside with another sweeper. Barger is backed up since it got to 2 strikes. He plays pretty deep. Right in the middle of second and third. Outfield will shift McMahon to the opposite field. Varsho in left center. 2-2. On the ground toward first. Vladdy chasing after it. It's foul down the line.
That sweeper there backed up quite a bit. Almost in off the plate. It looked like McMahon was just fooled by that pitch. Was trying to protect with 2 strikes.
Yeah, it actually backed up so much that it became a tough pitch to hit. Hardly moving horizontally at all. 6th pitch here, Fluharty to McMahon. He kicks and deals. Pitch is high, a cutter that just missed. McMahon thought about the swing but held back. Full count. A breath in the payoff pitch. Stroked out to right field and deep. Santander looking up. It's out of here, and we're tied at 1.
It's not a bad pitch. You have to give Ryan McMahon credit for taking some tough sweepers off the plate. Obviously, Mason Fluharty doesn't want to walk Ryan McMahon there. McMahon knows that he's going to get something in the strike zone. He got the sweeper. It was down. McMahon was slightly out in front, but was able to barrel it up and get it out of here about 2 or 3 rows deep to right field.
The home run ball has returned to the Yankees after they homered only once in the first 2 games. They have 3 homers at home in games 3 and 4. 1-1 score. Fans on their feet and back into it as Grisham spins out of the way of a sweeper. It's 1-0. Called strike. Sweeper gets the inside edge. They're bouncing on the bleachers in right center field right now. It's only the 2nd hit so far for the Yankees. No outs, bottom 3, and the 1-1 pitch. Grisham pops it up. Out of play, foul. It's 1-2.
A couple of backup sweepers so far in this at-bat. Trent Grisham has a ton of juice, 34 home runs during the regular season. If you're going to throw another sweeper, you better get on top of it and get that thing to the outside part of the plate.
Flags line Yankee Stadium. They are blowing across the field, but mostly out toward right field right now, with the moon hanging over the scoreboard in center. 1-2 pitch. Popped up foul again, and they'll do it once more at a ball and 2 strikes.
That was a better one.
Yariel Rodriguez has sat down in left center. Sir Anthony Dominguez continues to warm up, and Fluharty on 22 pitches close to being done today. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you would imagine that no matter what happens with Trent Grisham, Sir Anthony Dominguez is going to be in this ball game to face Aaron Judge.
6'7" Judge looming on deck. The set and the 2-2 pitch. Another one fouled off. It's like we're watching it on replay. That time it was a cutter, but Grisham keeps bending the knee, poking a ball on the outside edge over the netting behind him to stay alive.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to foul off those pitches. That was a really well-placed fastball down and away.
He had a 7-pitch battle with McMahon that ended in a homer. Here's his 7th pitch to Grisham. And it's off the end of the bat foul. Another good fastball off the plate down and away. And it's still 2-2.
Everything has been away so far in this at-bat, so you definitely have Trent Grisham looking away.
4 sweepers and 3 cutters Grisham's seen. 2-2 again. High, ball 3.
And now you find yourself in the same situation that you found yourself in against Ryan McMahon. You have Aaron Judge standing on deck. You have a 3-2 count. Trent Grisham knows that he wants to throw a strike in this situation.
Fans to their feet. The 3-2. Called strike 3. Cutter on the inside edge. Grisham can't believe it, but it had the zone. And he'll take a slow walk back to the first base dugout. 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Speaking of a slow walk, here comes John Schneider out of the third base dugout. He makes the point down to left center, and it's a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. So a 1-1 game, bases empty and 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. We go back to today's host. Here is Show Ali.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. We'll start with some MLB scores this time. First, if you missed it, Tigers-Mariners Game 4 was the early game in Detroit, and after getting out to a 3-0 lead, the Mariners blowing it to the Tigers, who would score 9 straight runs, including home runs from Riley Green, Javi Baez, and Gleyber Torres. The final score was 9-3. The Green home run, which made it 4-3, was the eventual game winner, a 454-foot tank. Game 5 will be on Friday in Seattle. Tarek Skubal will tour the rubber for Detroit. Seattle waiting to announce their Game 5 starter on their end. Dan Wilson probably will announce on the off day tomorrow. We also have Cubs-Brewers Game 3 start before our game as well. Brewers looking to punch their ticket to the NLCS. Cubs looking to avoid being swept. Brewers got off to a 1-0 lead, but Michael Busch smashing a solo home run in the bottom of the first inning to respond. It's 4-3 Cubs right now, top of the 8th inning. A leadoff double from Jackson Churio off of Andrew Kittredge. Top of the 8th inning has a runner on second. There was another walk that was just issued, so 1 out, runners on first and second for the Brewers. Top of the 8th inning with the Brewers down a run. Blue Jays baseball, as always, brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action in New York at Yankee Stadium. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. The 3rd pitcher in this bullpen day for the Blue Jays is one of their highest leverage guys. Sir Anthony Dominguez is on because Aaron Judge is coming up for the Yankees. 1-1 score, bottom 3, 1 out, and the base is empty.
And this is a great spot to bring in Sir Anthony Dominguez. Like you said, Aaron Judge is coming up, and it's a 1-1 ball game now after that Ryan McMahon home run. But Sir Anthony Dominguez has had a lot of success in the postseason. Hasn't given up a run in 2 games this year, but over his career, he's 2-0 with a .93 ERA in 19 games. 30 strikeouts in 19 1/3 innings as well.
Judge has faced him 3 times in his career in the regular season. He is 2 for 3 against him. Small sample, and they're both singles. Frankly, I think the Blue Jays would be okay with a single from Judge, who's 1 for 1 with exactly that, a single in the first. The pitch, swing and a miss, starts him with a nasty sweeper and gets ahead 0-1. Hard-throwing right-hander Dominguez, 4-seamer sweeper, splitter sinker curve. 0-1. Outside, went back to the sweeper, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And most people are thinking, well, surely they're not going to come back inside with a fastball, right? That's when you come back inside with a fastball. When everybody else is thinking something soft away.
Of course, Judge did hit that fastball out for a home run yesterday that was well inside off the plate. But still, that's where you want to try and get him. 1-1. Bounced another pitch. It's a splitter, pardon me, 2-1. One out and Judge up. 1-1 game after McMahon hit a solo shot off Fluharty earlier in this inning. 2-1 pitch. Called low, just missed the knees at 98. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it's a good pitch, but an even better take from Aaron Judge. 98 miles an hour, about half a ball below that strike zone.
Judge lightly swinging the bat under his knees. Set from Dominguez. And the 3-1. Lined up the middle, caught by Ernie Clement, and Judge retired. 2 down.
Oh, boy, you'll take that all day long. You'll take a single off the bat of Aaron Judge, and you'll take a hard line drive right at somebody for the second out of the inning.
A 112-mile-per-hour out for Judge, who now conferences with Giancarlo Stanton as Cody Bellinger comes up to the plate. Long talk between the longtime teammates, Judge and Stanton. The pitch to Cody Bellinger in the dirt ball 1.
It's interesting that conversation between them over there on the on-deck circle was so long because you know they have the scouting report. They've seen Sir Anthony Dominguez before.
He's pitched in the division since the deadline of last year. You wonder if the mind games are factoring in as much as anything. Bearded Dominguez with a 1-0 to Bellinger, and it's hit back foul, 1-1. Yeah, I mean, he's not exactly a rookie, Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's been around a long time. As Dominguez looks to finish off this third, 2 out spaces empty. Eric Lauers loosening up in left center for the Blue Jays. 1-1 pitch. Hit high in the air center. Varsho going back, stops in front of the track, makes the catch, and that will end the third inning. The Yankees tie the game up on a Ryan McMahon solo homer. It's 1-1 as we roll on to the fourth. You're listening to Game 4 of the American League Division Series, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, it's Gurdeep Ahluwalia. Experience a legacy that lasts at Don Valley North Lexus. Right now, lease a 2026 NX 350 premium package from just $628 per month for 28 months at 3.9%. Plus, qualified Lexus loyalty guests receive a 1.5% rate reduction for rates as low as 2.4%. See DonValleyNorthLexus.com for details. A division of Wayne's Auto Group.
If you've got outdoor chores or jobs coming up, the first thing on your to-do list should be to identify all overhead power lines. Power lines are a leading cause of electrical death in Ontario. To stay safe and alive, always keep yourself and your equipment at least 3 meters away from overhead power lines. You don't have to touch a power line to receive a deadly shock. No outdoor work is worth dying for. A message from the Electrical Safety Authority. Learn more at esasafe.com/stop, look, live.
Did you know 2 in 5 Canadians will face cancer in their lifetime? Early detection can make all the difference. Whole body MRI offers advanced medical scans using state-of-the-art AI-powered MRI technology, capable of detecting early-stage cancers and over 500 other conditions. Take control of your health. Visit wholebodymri.ca to book now. Again, that's wholebodymri.ca. Get scanned.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's the top of the fourth inning, and we have a ball game in the Bronx. Blue Jays and the Yankees tied at 1 in Game 4 of the American League Division Series. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Welcome to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. Cam Schlittler back on the hill, and after giving up hits and a run, 3 hits and a run in the first 4 batters he faced in this game, he has retired the last 8 he's faced.
Yeah, it seems like he's really settled in, really focusing on the top part of that strike zone with his fastball, his good hard fastball, sitting about 97 to 100 miles an hour so far in this ballgame.
He will get the middle of the Blue Jays order. Barger, Kirk, Varsho. Barger had the last hit off Schlittler. A looper off the fists down the right field line in the first. Big left-handed hitter settles in, looks out to Schlittler. And Cam Schlittler starts to get into the slow wind. Looks down at his feet. Schlittler kicks and deals. Pitches way high and outside. Barger told me today one tough thing about Schlittler is they call his cutter a cutter, but it really has the movement of a slider. Just throws it really hard, so they still give it the cutter designation. Right-handers 1-0. Called strike with that cutter. Backdoored him at 95, 1-1.
Little bit of a spinner there on the back part of the plate, on the outside part of the plate. Didn't really have much movement to it. Almost acted like a changeup.
Heavy infield shift for the Yankees. Third baseman McMahon might be closer to second than third. 1-1. Barger drives it left center field. On the run, Grisham. He won't get there. It's down on the grass. Barger around first and easily into second with a leadoff stand-up double. 2 for 2 on the night is Addison Barger.
What a swing from Addison Barger. He got that fastball at 97 miles an hour on the outer third. He didn't try to pull it, didn't try to hit that ball over the fence to right field. He went with it and shot the gap out in left center. He's standing at second base with nobody out in this inning.
Blue Jays break the run of 8 straight retired, and Alejandro Kirk, who failed to drive in a run with first and third, 1 out in the first, comes up here with Barger on second, nobody out in the fourth. Schlittler kicks and deals, and Kirk skies it on a play foul, 0-1. The infield plays back as deep as they are allowed. At third, short, and second. Goldschmidt a little bit further in at first. And the outfielders are shifted to the opposite field. Pretty drastic shift for Grisham toward right center. 2 taps to the plate for Kirk. He brings his hands up to his right ear and looks out to Schlittler. The 0-1. Fouled right back over the screen into the second deck of seats just below us. It's 0-2.
You can't let Cam Schlittler off the hook here. You have to continue to put pressure on him, and at the very worst, you have to move Addison Barger over to third base.
Schlittler hunting his first strikeout of the game. His 0-2. Line drive right field, right at Judge. Judge makes the catch. Barger dekes a tag, and Judge will throw through to third to keep Barger at second base. 1 out. You don't hate the contact there from Kirk, but he does not advance the runner as the line drive was straight at the big right fielder.
Yeah, and Addison Barger thought about tagging and going to third for a split second, but Aaron Judge made a perfect throw right to the chest of Ryan McMahon at third base. Good choice over there from Addison Barger.
Before Dalton Varsho hits, let's go quickly to the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. First intermission in Toronto at Scotiabank Arena. The Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs tied 1-1 in both of their season openers. Runner on second, 1 out. Pitch to Dalton Varsho is hit high in the air left field. Bellinger backtracking in front of the warning track, makes the grab. Barger again dekes a tag. No point in risking it now. He'll go back to second, and there are 2 outs. All of our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. It's 1-1 here in New York between the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and I think the Blue Jays will feel like they missed an opportunity if they can't cash in Barger, who had a leadoff double, but now with 2 outs is still on second.
Yeah. Anthony Santander had a great at-bat in his first at-bat against Schlittler. He's seeing the baseball really well out of that right arm.
Saw double-digit pitches and lined out to right field did Santander. He saw 11 pitches in the second inning. Schlittler offers, and Santander fouls the first one back. Cutter broke in on him out of the zone. It's 0-1. Getting a look right now at Trey Savage on the Sportsnet TV broadcast. Looks like he's about to walk from the dugout out to the bullpen at Yankee Stadium. Schlittler with an 0-1 pitch to Anthony Santander. Swing and a miss. Elevates at 97, and he gets ahead of him 0-2.
That's a tough sequence. Cutter in, fastball up.
Fans to their feet. They're trying to will Schlittler to a first strikeout in this start. 1-1 score. Barger on second. 2 outs, top of the fourth. A look at second. And the pitch. High. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a good take. They tried to go upstairs again, this time with 98 miles an hour. Good take. from Santander.
Barger will be off on contact unless it's hit right in front of him. The 1-2. Did it hit him? It got to the backstop either way. Seems like it didn't hit him, and Barger will scamper up to third base. So that's ball 2. And while that's a positive, I don't want to get too negative. That does also show the tough part about the Blue Jays not advancing Addison Barger. On replay, it does not look like it hit Santander. Had they advanced him and then that happens, they might have got a run out of it.
Yeah, now if you're Addison Barger, you have to be ready for anything in the dirt, anything that trickles away from Austin Wells.
Schlittler trying to put away Santander and finish the inning. Barger 90 feet away gets a huge lead because Ryan McMahon is nowhere near third. 2-2. Spoiled foul. Good swing from Santander. Chased a pitch, but it was 100, a ball and a half off the plate, and he still got to him.
Yeah, and it looked like he was just fighting up there, trying to protect, trying to foul that ball off, hoping that he gets a mistake over the heart of the plate. Hasn't got one yet, though.
Now he'll ask for time. Two RBIs and 8 at-bats in the postseason for Santander. He looks out to Schlittler. The switch hitter's batting left. Schlittler, a right-hander, is set. 2-2 again. Foul tip, strike 3. First strikeout of the start for Schlittler. Strands Barger on third and keeps it 1-1 at the middle of the 4th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it.
At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Discover why Endy is Canada's best mattress. Shop Canadian made at endy.com.
Protect your waste and recycling equipment from costly repairs. With a custom maintenance plan, optimize your waste system performance and longevity with Metro Compactor Service. They've got you covered coast to coast with the largest service fleet in Canada. Their innovative iSmart technology can remotely diagnose, troubleshoot, and monitor equipment health in real time. For on-demand or proactive service, sales, rentals, and extended warranties for all your waste equipment, visit metrocompactor.com. metrocompactor.com.
With a Subaru, a vehicle that's built to last comes standard. Heated front seats? Standard. High ground clearance? Standard. EyeSight Driver Assist to help spot the scooter delivery guy texting, merging, and eating all at once? Standard. Parallel parking perfectly while someone watches? Uncommon. But in a Subaru? Standard-ish. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models and get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
The Blue Jays beat baseball's best team
on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer tonight. Tom Young and Steve Pepe, our technical directors. Everything on the line for both the Blue Jays and the Yankees. If the Blue Jays win, they punch a ticket to the ALCS. If the Yankees win, they do the improbable, pushing this one to a Game 5 in this series after the Blue Jays led it 2-0. It's a 1-1 score in Game 4 of this series, and the Yankees set to bring up their middle of the order, starting with Giancarlo Stanton against Blue Jay reliever Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Yeah, and with Sir Anthony Dominguez on the mound, you can tell that John Schneider's not messing around. Trey Savage is actually walking out to that bullpen, so he could potentially be used later on in this ballgame.
Savage is in the bullpen right now, not warming up, but in the pen in case they need him. Dominguez against Stanton. The first pitch of the inning is down and away, ball 1. It was hard contact, but Dominguez came in and got Judge and Bellinger to finish off the third. Bearded veteran right-hander sets at the belt, and the 1-0. Called strike, 96 on the inside edge.
That's a tough pitch, a gutsy pitch from Sir Anthony Dominguez, coming inside to a big guy like Giancarlo Stanton.
Seen Stanton twice. Stanton is hitless against him in his career. 1-1. Inside, Stanton jumps back out of the way. 2-1. If you weren't with us in the third, after Judge scorched a line out off Dominguez, he spent about 30 seconds talking in the on-deck circle with Giancarlo Stanton. See if that advice pays off here. The 2-1. Check swing. Pitch called high. Might have been in there. It's 3-1.
Couple of spinners. That tells me that he's not getting on top of that pitch, or he's trying to make that pitch move more than it normally does. Just get it out front, throw that pitch for a strike.
Chisholm on deck, Goldschmidt in the hole. The 3-1 to Stanton. Called strike. Pops the glove on the outside corner at 97.
Doesn't get any better than that, right on the black.
10 at bat to begin this bottom of the fourth. The 3-2. Low ball 4, and Stanton takes a walk. First walk issued by Blue Jays pitching in this game.
Obviously not what you want to do. You don't want to walk the leadoff hitter, especially with Jazz Chisholm Jr. coming up next. But sometimes, a lot like Aaron Judge, you'd rather have him take one base than 4 bases.
So first walk actually for either side. Cam Schlittler has been clean in that respect on the Yankees side in this bullpen versus Schlittler Game 4 matchup. Stanton on first, Chisholm at the plate, the pitch. Called strike. Oh for 1 night so far for Chisholm with a strikeout swinging against Varland. 0-1. Low. Missed with 98 below the zone on his four-seam fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. In left center, Brendan Little warming up. Dominguez with a 1-1. On the ground at first, Vladdy gloves, throws to second, 1. Jimenez back to first, in time. 3-6-3 double play, and a heck of a play from Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who made the throw and recovered to the bag.
What a play from Vlad over there. Throwing to second base as a right-handed first baseman is very, very tough. You have to deal with that runner who's running to second base. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. threw a strike to Andres Jimenez, and then he finishes it off across the diamond, right back to Vlad's chest.
And Stanton, trying to be crafty, ran onto the grass to try and block Vlad and still couldn't. Now a swing and a miss by Goldschmidt. It's 0-1. Yankees will try and win in any way they can, but Vlad got it over the big-bodied Stanton. 2 out, spaces empty in the bottom of the fourth, and a 1-1 score. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Goldschmidt. 2 fastballs, and he has not been on time for either. Do you stay there, or do you have to switch it up now?
Well, if I'm not going to stay right there, I'll probably elevate that heater if I'm coming back with the heater.
Dominguez set. And the 0-2. Popped up high, back of short. Andres Jimenez makes the call, staggering left. He'll make the grab off to his left, the wind impacting it again, but not phasing Dominguez. And 2 nice defensive plays make it a scoreless bottom of the fourth. On to the fifth we go. Hearts racing at Yankee Stadium. It's 1-1 in Game 4 of the ALDS between the Blue Jays and Yankees. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
With most Subaru models, all-wheel drive comes standard. Heated front seats, high ground clearance, Apple CarPlay, standard. Eyesight driver assist to help when you're distracted by fall foliage, standard. Guy announcing the radio ad now wanting a Subaru? Yeah, standard. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models and get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Hey, seriously, can I get one?
If you've got outdoor chores or jobs coming up, the first thing on your to-do list should be to identify all overhead power lines. Power lines are a leading cause of electrical death in Ontario. To stay safe and alive, always keep yourself and your equipment at least 3 meters away from overhead power lines. You don't have to touch a power line to receive a deadly shock. No outdoor work is worth dying for. A message from the Electrical Safety Authority. Learn more at esasafe.com/stop, look, live.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it.
At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Discover why Endy is Canada's best mattress. Shop Canadian made at endy.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Called strike 3, and the ball game is over.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The fifth inning is brought to you by Capital One. More than 4 million Canadians have a credit card because Capital One said yes. Get yours at CapitalOne.ca/yes.
Top of the fifth inning, 1-1 score. And we welcome you back to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. That was Chris LaRue. I'm Ben Schulman. And this game has been tight. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen really good pitching and defense so far. We'll see if that carries on, but that's been a rarity in this series where one team has scored at least 9 runs in every game so far. Blue Jays lead the series 2-1. They're tied in this game again. 1-1 is the score. Top of the fifth brings up Ernie Clement, Andres Jimenez, and George Springer against the righty Cam Schlittler. Blue Jays' aggression and good pitching from Schlittler has had his pitch count low. 47 pitches to get through 4 innings. He's allowed only 4 hits and 1 run. Got Clement on a great play by Anthony Volpe, backtracking in shallow left in the first. It was a pop-up reeled in over the shoulder. Now the pitch to Ernie in the fifth. Called strike. On the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, the Chicago Cubs have staved off elimination, defeating the Milwaukee Brewers 4-3 at Wrigley Field. 0-1 pitch. And Clement lines it out toward left field, down for a base hit. What a series he's having. The childhood Yankee fan is having a great series against the Yankees. He's now 8 for 13.
And again, he's out in front, but he keeps the bat back and is able to find a way to get the barrel to that baseball. Hit a pretty good line drive out in front of Cody Bellinger in left field. I'd be shocked here if Andres Jimenez didn't try to sack him over to second base.
Ryan McMahon thinks the same thing. He's in on the infield grass at third. Goldschmidt's playing close at first just because he's holding on Clement. The pitch to Jimenez, he squares early and pulls it back, but not in time. They say he went around, so that's a strike, 0-1.
I don't care how good of a bunter you are. It is really difficult to keep that nose in there when 100 miles an hour is coming at you.
And that was the two-seam fastball, the sinker with runs, so it starts like it's coming at Jimenez. Yeah. That's why he tried to pull back, and then it dove in there. 0-1 count. He squares before the pitch, pulls it back and swings and fouls it off. And the backswing caught Wells. A lot going on that play. It's 0-2. You haven't seen the bunt pullback swing very often this year, if at all.
You used to see pitchers do that when pitchers were hitting.
Right.
They would fake like they were going to sacrifice bunt and slash that ball the other way.
It's creative. McMahon's still in despite the 0-2 count. Clement on first, no outs. And the pitch. Check swing liner foul almost hits Springer. A lot going on in 3 pitches. Just quickly to return to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard that we mentioned 2 minutes ago. So the Cubs beat the Brewers 4-3. That means Game 4 coming up in that series. That will go tomorrow. Fourth pitch, Schlittler to Jimenez. High. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a good take. Started the swing just a little bit and was able to hold back. That was that cutter above the strike zone.
Jimenez back in the box. Mark Budzinski, the first base coach, whispers something to Ernie Clement as he takes his lead. The kick and the 1-2. On the ground, up the middle, and through a base hit into right center. Slow roller, Clement goes first to third, and the Blue Jays have runners on the corners. Jimenez fired up at first, clapping back to the dugout. It's first and third, no outs.
Well, you have to be fired up after that. Failed sacrifice bunt attempt, and now the Blue Jays are in business. First and third with nobody out in this inning. I mean, Andres Jimenez is ecstatic over there at first base right now.
This is frankly a must-cash-in situation for the Blue Jays before Springer gets the opportunity to hit. Slow walk by the pitching coach, Matt Blake, out to the mound. 1-1 is the score. Blue Jays and Yankees. Runner on third, Clement, and runner on first, Andres Jimenez. It'll be interesting to see how the Yankees set up their infield. Do they want to try and turn two, or in this potential elimination game, are you set up to get the runner at home?
No, I'm not bringing the infield in here. It would potentially get way too messy for the New York Yankees. You don't want the Blue Jays to get a big inning here. You give up that run there, you potentially get 2 quick outs, and then you trust that your offense, your big, powerful offense, can come through later on in the ballgame. And it looks like that's what the Yankees are going to do.
Yeah, they are playing the middle infield back. McMahon is asking where to be positioned right now to his dugout, and it looks like he'll back up as well. Action in the Yankee pen in right center, but for now, Schlittler, the starter, on the hill. 1-1 score. Runners on the corners, no outs. His pitch to George Springer. Back up breaking ball for a called strike. Accidentally hit the up and in corner. It's 0-1. Springer has the lone Blue Jay run in the game. He doubled and then scored in the first. 0-1 pitch. Springer drives it. Left center field. Moving back, Grisham makes the catch. Tagging at third is Ernie Clement. Throw goes into second, and George Springer has given the Blue Jays a 2-1 lead in the fifth with a sacrifice fly.
George Springer was all over that pitch. Just missed it. Almost hit it too square off the barrel. Trent Grisham makes a nice play, a little shoestring catch out there in center field, throws it into second base, keeping Andres Jimenez at first. But what a swing from George Springer. What an important run in this ballgame.
Blue Jays lead for the first time since the third. Top of the fifth, 1 out. Jimenez on first, Nathan Lucas up. McMahon in again at third. First pitch in there, strike 1. Nathan Lucas talked a little today before the game about hitting in between George and Vlad, called it a dream situation, and mentioned in spots just like this, he's doing everything he can to not hit into a double play. He'd rather strike out and make sure Vlad has a chance, as there's a step off and throw over from Schlittler. Jimenez back in safe at first.
And Andres Jimenez did have 12 stolen bases this season, so there's a chance that he might take off here.
And that was in limited action, only 101 games dealing with injury. Jimenez turns his left knee towards second. 0-1 to Lucas, fouled right back. 97 at the top of the zone. It's 0-2. It's Fernando Cruz warming up in right center. Looks like they got a second guy up there as well. And I wonder if it's for the big guy on deck. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is sitting next. It's Cruz and Camilo Doval up for the Yankees. Schlittler set. 0-2 count. And his pitch to Lucas. Skied foul.
99 just above the strike zone. Nathan Lucas is so good at shortening up and fighting up there, really working counts. It's a tough pitch to foul off.
Lucas 0 for 2, a fly out to center and a ground out to short. And now he asks for time and turns out of the box. Takes off his helmet, wipes sweat from his forehead, and puts his royal blue helmet back on. Blue Jays 2, Yankees 1 after the Springer sac fly on a line drive in this inning. 0-2 pitch. Off the fist, a little pop-up on the infield. Goldschmidt drops it, bobbles, throws over to second again. Jimenez for the out. Paul Goldschmidt was trying to see if he could farm a double play from that humpback liner, letting it drop to see if he could get the runner at first and then Jimenez in a rundown, but Goldschmidt bobbled, and Yankees somewhat lucky to recover there for the fielder's choice out.
Yeah, and Andres Jimenez had to freeze closer to first base to see if Paul Goldschmidt would actually catch that baseball. If Paul Goldschmidt catches that baseball, he has to go back to first base, but he didn't, so he's just hung up between first and second.
Bit of a break for the Blue Jays, and the Yankees flubbed that one, and now the pitch to Vlad. Down and away, ball 1. They leave Schlittler in, third time through with Vlad. Guerrero has an RBI single and a ground out. Lucas taking his lead off first. And the 1-0. Ground ball headed toward third. It goes foul, wide of the bag. McMahon was set up to throw it. He'll have to put it in his back pocket. Now he tosses it into the seats. Big, loud foul signal from Chris Siegel at third.
I don't think Ryan McMahon was really sure of that call. It looked foul from up here, though.
We're getting another look now, although we didn't really get the angle right down the line, so it's hard to know. One count as Guerrero steps back in. 9 for 15 in the series. 1-1. Called strike. Great pitch. 98, a little elevated and on the outside edge.
That's not the pitch that Vlad's looking for. That's a good take.
Out of battle now in a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Top of the 5th, Lucas on first. Schlittler's 1-2. Way high. Fastball was a ball out of the hand.
Yeah, and that's a big miss, too. They were trying to come in with that fastball at 98 miles an hour. Missed up and away.
Near full moon hanging over Yankee Stadium. Late moments of this 2025 season. The 2-2. Spoiled away, foul. Vlad threw the bat at a pitch way outside, and he shoots it into the seats, foul to stay alive.
Yeah, just protecting there. Trying to keep this at-bat going.
Schlittler's 6th pitch to Vladimir Guerrero. High ball 3. Vladdy started the swing and then yanked his bottom hand off the bat to stop it. 3-2. That means Lucas will be off on the pitch, and Paul Goldschmidt appears to be playing behind the runner. So Lucas gets a head start. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3, 99 on the corner. The best pitch of the night from Schlittler to end the top of the 5th. Roars from Yankee Stadium, but the Blue Jays just took the lead. Sac fly from Springer. A run on 2 hits. 1 left, and the Blue Jays lead it 2-1, middle of the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home runs happen down by the lake. And home runs happen at Ontario's #1 Mazda dealer for 12 years running. Mazda of Toronto. When you need a Mazda that goes the distance, they're your MVP. Ontario's #1 volume Mazda dealership. Mazda of Toronto. Move and be moved.
In Canada, the leading cause of death is cancer. What if you could see it coming before symptoms appear? Whole Body MRI offers advanced medical scans using our state-of-the-art AI-powered MRI machines, which can detect early-stage cancers and 500 other conditions with 0 radiation. Take control of your health. Visit wholebodymri.ca to book now. Again, that's wholebodymri.ca. Get scanned.
Get winter ready with CarQuest Auto Parts. Save on premium brand name products. Castrol Magnatech Synthetic Oil 5-liter jug $29.97. Prestone Premix Coolant 3.78-liter jug $14.97. CarQuest Washer Fluid 3.78-liter jug $3.97. And Trico Ice Winter Wiper Blades all sizes $14.97. Hit the road with CarQuest for your auto parts needs. Visit a CarQuest Auto Parts store or carquest.ca for full flyer details at participating locations.
Mazda of Toronto, Ontario's #1 volume Mazda dealer for over 12 straight years. The best brand, the #1 dealership. And when you drive to Mazda of Toronto, they make you #1. Your #1 volume Mazda dealership in Ontario. MazdaofToronto.com.
Hola, soy Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball en la radio de Sportsnet.
Blue Jays Baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Welcome back to the Bronx in New York City. It's the Blue Jays and Yankees at Yankee Stadium, Game 4 of the ALDS. 2-1 series lead for the Blue Jays. 2-1 lead in the game after George Springer drove in a run with a sac fly in the top of the 5th. As the bottom half comes on, we have a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Eric Lauer in for the Blue Jays. Sir Anthony Dominguez done after a scoreless inning in 2/3, and we'll see how long they want Lauer in this game. Typically a bulk guy in these situations. They'll ask him to pitch multiple innings oftentimes.
He's been pretty good over the course of this season. When he makes his pitches, when he commands his pitches, he's pretty effective.
First batter he faces is the number 7 hitter in the Yankee lineup, Austin Wells. The pitch. Called outside, ball 1. Lauer had an incredibly low leverage outing in game 2 of this series, and the numbers weren't great, but the runs came in after he was lifted. 1-0. Popped up back of third. Barger sprinting straight back. Jimenez waves him off, curling behind him to make the catch. That was the much safer option, given Barger was already playing in. 1 out.
Addison Barger was all over the place. Didn't seem like he had a good view of that baseball. Andres Jimenez really comes out of nowhere, calls him off, and makes an easy play for the first out.
Blue Jays had a tough defensive day yesterday. 2 errors and a couple other plays that didn't go well. It's felt like Jimenez has really taken charge early on in this game. He's caught the last 2 outs for the Blue Jays. 1 out in the pitch to Anthony Volpe is hooked on the ground, foul, third base side. But back to Eric Lauer, who threw 104 2/3 innings in the regular season this year to a 3.18 ERA. Split that time between being a long man and a back-end starter for the Blue Jays. He's got a 4-seamer cutter, curve, slider, and change. His 0-1 to Volpe. And it's hit high, right field line, fading toward the seats, foul, and it will get out of play foul, despite the chase of Santander. It's 0-2. Blue Jays and Yankees, the only game in action right now of the 4 on the slate today in the division series across baseball. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Elevates the cutter at 89 and punches out Volpe, 2 down.
What a gutsy pitch, coming right at the top of the strike zone. When you get a guy like Anthony Volpe up at the plate who has a slower bat, why speed him up with something slow like the curveball? That was a great call from Alejandro Kirk, that cutter right at the top of the zone.
Now Ryan McMahon up, his home run in the 3rd, the lone run for the Yankees. The pitch, foul back. On the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, finals earlier, the Tigers staved off elimination, beating the Mariners 9-3. The Cubs staved off elimination, beating the Brewers 4-3. Blue Jays and Yankees in a potential elimination game. The Blue Jays lead it 2-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. The 0-1. Called strike. What a pitch. Fastball on the corner, down and away, 0-2.
And now Ryan McMahon is really thinking, I have no clue what he's about to throw here.
They've seen each other before when Lauer was in the National League and McMahon a long-time Rocky. 0-2. Downstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lauer at one point in division with McMahon when he was a Padre and also spent time with the Brewers. Career, McMahon is 2 for 6, 2 singles off Lauer. 1-2. On the ground is second, right at Clement, gobbles it up, throws over to first, and Eric Lauer with a 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th. On to the 6th we go. Blue Jays barely holding on to the lead. They're up 2-1 right now. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Your business runs 24/7, but what happens when your loading dock grinds to a halt? Get back in business fast with Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks. Your overhead door problem is our problem, and we're good at fixing problems. Repairing your overhead door, dock, or have truck restraints that require service? No problem. We also offer preventative maintenance inspections to eliminate the chaos and expense of unplanned emergencies. Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks, trusted for over 60 years. Visit BagleyOverheadDoors.com today.
At Capital One, we're more than just a credit card company. We're people just like you who believe in the power of yes. Yes to new opportunities. Yes to second chances. Yes to a fresh start. That's why we've helped over 4 million Canadians get access to a credit card. Because at Capital One, we say yes, so you don't have to hear another no. What will you do with your yes? Get the yes you've been waiting for at CapitalOne.ca/yes. Terms and conditions apply.
Bingo!
Great games, good friends, and giving back. That's what charitable gaming's all about. At a charitable bingo and gaming center, your gameplay has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities supporting causes such as counseling services, youth sports programs, and healthcare. So come and enjoy a wide variety of games. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable gaming. Community good.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
One pitch is hit high. No way! Varsho's done it again.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer tonight. Tom Young and Steve Pepe, our technical directors, as the Blue Jays lead the Yankees 2-1 in Game 4 of the ALDS. About to start the 6th inning. Blue Jays lead this series 2-1. 4 innings to go to decide if the Blue Jays move on or the Yankees force a trip back across the border to Toronto for a Game 5.
It's an important inning for the Toronto Blue Jays to try to scratch across another run. I've said this before, but it's a lot easier for a bullpen arm to come into a ball game with a 2-run lead as opposed to a 1-run lead because you can pound that strike zone. Let's see if the Blue Jays can do that here in this inning.
Addison Barger will lead off. He's 2 for 2 against Cam Schlittler with a single and a double in this game. Heavy infield shift toward first base, slight outfield shift as well. And the pitch. Called strike. Back up breaking ball, clipped the top of the zone, 0-1.
Barger did not like that call. Having a quick conversation with home plate umpire Tony Randazzo.
Schlittler ahead of him now, and here's the 0-1 pitch. Back to the curve, top of the zone again, 0-2. And now you set things up really well if you're Cam Schlittler. Hasn't shown him a fastball yet. This will be Schlittler's 70th pitch of the start. The wind and the 2-strike offering. Line shot foul. Barger was late on 97, but frankly, after seeing 80 twice, impressive he even got to that pitch.
Yeah, there's a big hole on the left side of that infield. Third baseman Ryan McMahon is playing probably where a shortstop would normally play, so just off of third base is wide open.
He just took a step or two a little closer to third, but still. And you got at least half of the 90 feet in between second and third open for Barger. Open stance left side for Barger. And another 0-2. Hit a cue shot down the third baseline, and it's going to get into left field. Barger is safe at first as he beats the shift. Turning around that curveball, a spinning grounder that just got out of the infield. It's an infield hit, essentially.
Well, he just cupped that right off the end of the bat. I don't think he was actually trying to go the other way. The Blue Jays just got really lucky with that hit there.
And these boos not for Alejandro Kirk, but for a pitching change being put on right now, potentially. Aaron Boone is out to the mound, but he has not made a point. A lot of heavy nodding from Austin Wells, and Boone is going to leave Cam Schlittler in there. It is worth noting none of the next 3 batters have gotten a hit off Schlittler so far. Kirk, Varsho, Santander are combined 0 for 6.
Yeah, I think this is the right decision. Cam Schlittler is throwing the baseball really, really well right now. Just got a little bit unlucky there.
And frankly, he is not the reason right now the Yankees are trailing.
No.
2 runs in 5 innings is pretty solid. Alejandro Kirk to the plate. Barger on first. No outs. 2-1 Blue Jays in the top of the 6th inning, and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Maybe a little low as well. Bit of tough luck for Kirk in an 0 for 2 day. Sliding grab by the catcher Wells into the backstop in the 1st, and then he lined out hard right at Aaron Judge in the 4th. The 1-0. On the edge, sinker at 98. That's nasty from the 24-year-old Schlittler.
Yankees are giving Alejandro Kirk the right side of that infield. Jazz Chisholm, the second baseman, is shaded towards second base up the middle.
Interesting that they've gone down and away twice. Almost conducive to hitting the ground ball the other way. 1-1. On the ground toward third, it's foul, 1-2.
And now if you're Alejandro Kirk, you really have to shorten up. Have to get Addison Barger to second base here.
A ball and 2 strikes. Kirk taps the plate and looks out to Schlittler. The 1-2. Hit high in the air, right field. Judge moving back, but he's got room in front of the track. Makes the catch. 1 out.
Might have hit that ball off the end of the bat just a little bit. Alejandro Kirk does have some juice the other way. That was a fastball up and away at about 97 miles an hour, maybe about 15, 20 feet from that wall out in right field.
So big out there for Schlittler after the vote of confidence from Aaron Boone. And now the hard-throwing righty faces Dalton Varsho, who's flied out to left twice, including a sliding catch from Cody Bellinger in the first. The pitch. Called strike, curveball over the middle. Varsho probably not expecting it because that's a pitch that he can drive. Bottom middle curve. The 0-1. High chopper to first. Goldschmidt grabs it, steps on the bag for one, throws to second. Volpe has Barger in a rundown. Throw back to Goldschmidt, chasing Barger. Barger racing back to first, being run down by Bellinger in the slide into first. Tag applied by Chisholm on the flip to end the inning. Crafty defense from Paul Goldschmidt, one of the better first base defenders of this generation. Starts a rundown double play, and that does it for the top of the 6th. No runs, a hit, none left. 2-1 Blue Jays, middle of the 6th inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
With a Subaru, a vehicle that's built to last comes standard. Heated front seats? Standard. High ground clearance? Standard. Eyesight driver assist to help spot the scooter delivery guy texting, merging, and eating all at once? Standard. Parallel parking perfectly while someone watches? Uncommon. But in a Subaru? Standard-ish. Subaru. Uncommon comes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealership today for lease rates from 1.99% for 24 months on select models and get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Did you know 2 in 5 Canadians will face cancer in their lifetime? Early detection can make all the difference. Whole Body MRI offers advanced medical scans using state-of-the-art AI-powered MRI technology, capable of detecting early-stage cancers and over 500 other conditions. Take control of your health. Visit wholebodymri.ca to book now. Again, that's wholebodymri.ca. Get scanned.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL 3-topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch 3-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca. This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Alejandro Kirk with a grand slam
on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth in the Bronx. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Blue Jays and Yankees dueling in Game 4 of the American League Division Series. 2-1, the Blue Jays lead the game and the series. Toronto goes to Eric Lauer for a second inning in a row after he pitched a 1-2-3 fifth. Only change here is that was against the bottom third of the order in the 5th. Now Lauer gets the top third of the order. Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger.
And it does look like Yariel Rodriguez is still getting loose down there in that bullpen. I'm not sure if Eric Lauer is only going to face Trent Grisham or he might get both lefties here in this inning. We'll see.
Blue Jays have used Varland, Fluharty, Dominguez, and now Lauer. They still have Nance, Fisher, Brule, Rodriguez, Little, Hoffman, and potentially Yasavage. Infield shift to the first base side. Barger in on the cut of the infield grass at third. It's Trent Grisham leading off for the Yankees. He's 0 for 2 so far in this game. Here's the pitch from Lauer. Called strike. The wind in the 0-1. Outside. It's a battle of two players that were traded for each other. When Eric Lauer went from San Diego to Milwaukee, it was a 4-player deal that included Trent Grisham going the other way. Both in very different phases of their careers now. 1-1. Called strike. Dropped the breaking ball on him. A slider over the middle. It's 1-2.
Both of them did have pretty solid 2025s, though.
Could argue 2025 for both of them was one of their most productive seasons. Not even an argument for Grisham. For Lauer, he had 1 or 2 big years before this, but has remade his career this season. Aaron Judge is on deck. 2-1 Blue Jay lead. And the 1-2 to Grisham. Outside.
Tried to go outside with that cutter, missed by quite a bit. Maybe a couple of balls off the plate. A pretty good take from Trent Grisham.
Two-two. Low ball 3. It's the second time in this game Grisham has been put in a 3-2 count. And he pretty much knows he's getting a strike because Aaron Judge is behind him. Although in the third, he took called strike 3 from Fluharty on the corner. The 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. He took another one. A slider over the middle, and there's 1 out.
My goodness. What a pitch from Eric Lauer on the outer third. I'm actually very surprised that Trent Grisham took that pitch. Not sure what he's looking for, what he's waiting for in that situation. Nonetheless, a big out.
You gotta be in swing mode. Yep. You know who's sitting behind you. Aaron Judge coming up, and the Blue Jays are going to walk him here, I believe. And they will walk Aaron Judge in this 1-run game. It's a risk. Now, pitching to Judge is a risk because he could tie it, but now you bring up Cody Bellinger as the go-ahead run.
Well, the obvious reason for this outside of Aaron Judge is the best hitter on the planet. You get your left-on-left matchup. Eric Lauer is left-handed. Cody Bellinger is a left-handed hitter. And Pete Walker is running out to the mound right now to go over what they're about to do here.
I will say Shohei Ohtani would like a word, but that's a discussion for another time on who's the best hitter on the planet. We should take a look as they discuss at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Cubs beat the Brewers earlier 4-3, so the Cubs have now 1 win in 3 tries in that series. Game 4 goes tomorrow from Wrigley Field. Brewers look to finish that series off. Tigers came back on the Mariners earlier today to win 9-3 and send the series back to Seattle with Tarek Skubal going for Detroit on the other side of the AL bracket. And in Toronto at Scotiabank Arena, it is still tied. Maple Leafs and Canadiens. The Canadiens took the lead early in the second period on a Zach Bolduc goal, and then Calle Yarncrook responded 4 minutes later for the Maple Leafs. That score is 2-2. Latter stages of the second period. 2-1 Blue Jays in New York. Here comes Cody Bellinger with Judge on first. 1 out and the pitch. Well located. Fastball right on the corner. Strike 1.
Can't get any better than that. Good velo, too, at 93 miles an hour.
Second inning of work for Lauer. 16 pitches into the outing. Left-hander stares at Judge. Looks to home. Kicks and deals. And the pitch is hit off the end of the bat. A liner out to left. Lucas backtracking, makes the grab in that big left field and tosses it back into Andres Gimenez. Judge dashed to second, but then dashed back to first. 2 outs.
Another perfectly placed fastball from Eric Lauer. And here comes John Schneider. They're not going to give Eric Lauer a chance to face Giancarlo Stanton. I tend to agree with that decision.
They're going to call on a right-hander. I believe it will be Yariel Rodriguez. The heart rates are pounding for both Blue Jays and Yankees fans in this building right now. It's a 2-1 Blue Jays lead with a runner on first and 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. This pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. As a new pitcher enters, Yariel Rodriguez, we go back to baseball control. Here is Show Ali.
Thanks, guys. Let's continue checking on that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. We'll expand on some of the results Ben was just talking about. Cubs-Brewers, Game 3 in the books, a tight one the whole way. It wraps up a 4-3 Cubs win as they narrowly force a Game 4 against the Brewers. Michael Busch with a solo home run. He's been pretty hot so far this postseason. Pete Crow Armstrong with a 2-run single, and then later that same inning, scoring on a wild pitch following a steal. 5 Cubs relievers would combine to allow just 1 run over the last 5 innings of the game as they stay alive. Game 4 will go tomorrow, Thursday, at 9:08 Eastern, 6:08 Pacific. Dodgers-Phillies will get going very shortly. Los Angeles with a 2-0 series lead as the series is now in California. The pitching matchup will see Aaron Nola for Philly as they look to avoid being swept. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will go for the Dodgers, who are looking to punch their ticket to the NLCS. In NHL action as well, as Ben mentioned, Canadians at Leafs. This game is tied at 2. Bobby McMahon and Kalle Järnkrok scoring for Toronto. Montreal getting goals from Oliver Kapanen and Zach Bolduc. The Jays game, of course, is on the main channel, which means Leafs Habs can be found on Sportsnet 1. That game, let's see, in the second period, intermission. Bruins at Capitals in the second period. 5 minutes to go there. David Pasternak opening the scoring. It's 1-0 Boston over Washington. Blue Jays baseball, as always, brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to New York for our game on the Sportsnet Radio Network. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. Perhaps the biggest outing of Yariel Rodriguez's major league career, maybe his life. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Game 4, the ALDS and the Blue Jays lead the Yankees 2-1 win, and they move forward. Judge is on first. There are 2 outs. Giancarlo Stanton coming up for New York.
We saw that fastball from Yariel Rodriguez tick up a couple of miles per hour in his last outing, up to 97 miles an hour.
Stanton 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch, high and outside, missed with a slider, ball 1. Eric Lauer just handed it off. He did his job. He technically retired 5 of 6, but the only guy that reached was Judge on an intentional walk. Cuban righties 1-0. Off the plate outside, 2 misses with sliders, 2 balls, and no strikes. And this is dangerous with Stanton expecting a fastball more than likely in the zone. The 2-0 pitch. Down and away, ball 3.
You could tell that Yariel Rodriguez is trying to do just a little bit too much, especially on that last pitch. He yanked it quite a bit, trying to make it move more than it normally would.
Judge on first, 3-0 count to Stanton in the pitch. Called strike. Another slider, that time on the corner. If he walks Stanton, next batter is Jazz Chisholm Jr., a left-handed hitter. 3-1 pitch, Judge takes off, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. Judge would have got in there with a stolen base anyway, although do they check swing appeal? I don't know if Tony Randazzo ever allowed them to. Either way, it'll be a walk, and it's first and second with 2 outs.
I thought it was close enough to ask for an appeal. I guess I was the only one that thought that.
Doesn't seem to have incensed the Blue Jays dugout much, although perhaps they're staying composed because of the gravity of the game. It's game 4 of the ALDS, a 2-1 lead in the series and the game. Tying run on second, go-ahead run on first. Judge on second, Stanton on first. Chisholm at the plate. 2 outs, bottom 6. Fans to their feet again as Rodriguez looks to second, rocks and deals. First pitch fouled, 0-1.
Big time slider right there. The crowd was getting loud, and you have to expect that heart rate of Yariel Rodriguez to go up just a little bit. Hasn't been in many of these situations really ever.
He's pitched in big games in Cuba and Japan, but did not experience the postseason last year. This is his first trip to the playoffs. The 0-1. On the ground towards second. Clement over. Picks it up off to his right. Throws on to first to end the inning. And Rodriguez with a big fist pump coming off the hill. He strands Judge and Stanton to send us to the seventh with the Blue Jays in front 2-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Our team knows it takes teamwork and staying power to go the distance and a hunger to bring it home. That's why Crown Rust Control stands proudly beside them, because we know what it takes to go the distance for Canadians. We've been helping your vehicles go the distance for over 40 years, keeping them strong, reliable, and ready for the road. Get your vehicle playoff ready. Bring it home to your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Crown Rust Control, proud sponsor of your Toronto Blue Jays. Bring it home, Canada.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it.
At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Discover why Endy is Canada's best mattress. Shop Canadian made at endy.com.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama, made precisely for you.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
It's a good day to be a Toronto Blue Jay
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Seventh inning in a nervy game in New York. The Blue Jays leading the Yankees right now by a score of 2-1. Welcome back to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Win and the Blue Jays advance. Lose and the Yankees force a Game 5 on Friday in Toronto. Cam Schlittler still on the hill right now for the New York Yankees. Their starter has been brilliant, limiting the Blue Jays to only 2 runs so far through 6 innings. He'll take on the bottom third of the Blue Jay order, looking to go 7 as YMCA starts to fade out in the Bronx.
And Schlittler has been filling up the strike zone. 77 pitches in the ballgame. 61 of those pitches have been strikes.
Anthony Santander to lead it off. 0 for 2 with a lineout and a strikeout. It's been a battle between him and Schlittler today. A ton of foul balls. Right-hander into the wind. And his pitch. Santander pops it up. Back of home plate and way out of play foul. 0-1. There's a decent chance that Anthony Santander is hitting for the last time in this game with the Blue Jays up 2-1. You'd imagine that they might start to think about some defensive replacements here into the 7th inning. Miles Straw is on the bench. 0-1 pitch. Down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Big switch hitter batting left. Only needs to hit it 314 feet to get it to the pole down the right field line. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Climbs the ladder with a cutter at 93. 80th pitch of the day for Schlittler was a good one. It's 1-2. Into the wind. Schlittler's 1-2 pitch. Swatted away, foul. That pitch was way high and outside, and Santander got to it.
Well, that's something that Santander has been doing a lot today, just fighting with 2 strikes, really shortening up, trying to fight off tough pitches, hoping that he gets a mistake. Hasn't got a mistake yet, though.
Does it come right now? Here's the 5th pitch from Schlittler. And it's way high again, 2-2. Santander talking to himself outside of the lefty batter's box. Knees bent, staring out at Cam Schlittler. The 2-2. And he popped it up, foul, third base side, racing forward McMahon toward the Blue Jay dugout, falls down and makes the grab. What a catch by Ryan McMahon, who lost his footing on the dirt and stayed down a moment. He must have realized he overran it and then lost footing on the dirt. His feet slid out from under him, and he had the presence of mind to make the catch. If he hadn't flipped into the Red Sox dugout a week ago, that would have been his best play so far in the playoffs.
What a play from Ryan McMahon. That's why the Yankees acquired him. They didn't acquire him to hit home runs like he did earlier in this ballgame. They acquired him to play really, really sound defense over there. What an incredible play. Anthony Santander was putting up quite the battle.
And credit to the Yankees. They have played very solid defense in this game tonight. A number of good plays on the infield. McMahon with dirt all over the left side of his pants. Plays a little bit in with Ernie Clement up in 1 out. 2-1 Blue Jays, top of the 7th inning. Schlittler rocks and deals. Pitch line, right center. Judge on the charge, pulls up, takes it in on a bounce in front of him. A base hit. Ernie Clement 2 for 3 and 9 for 12 in the series.
I mean, this dude just keeps raking and raking, getting a tough pitch on the outside part, not trying to do too much with it. Just rips that thing the other way out in front of Aaron Judge. It's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside part, and Ernie Clement hit it like it was a knuckleball down the middle.
Clement on first, and Andres Jimenez up. He also had a hit his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Schlittler kicks and deals. And the pitch spoiled foul, 0-1. Again, there's a right-hander up in the Yankees bullpen. They've had a lot of guys up today, but haven't gone to the pen yet, with Schlittler being fairly dominant. Schlittler's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter up and in. No balls, 2 strikes. The right-hander warming up in right center is Devin Williams. Jimenez had asked for time in the crowd, starting to rise and get loud at Yankee Stadium. From the stretch, the pitch. High and outside. Ball 1. Andres Jimenez's hit in the 5th, pivotal to the Blue Jays being in front. He got Clement to third right before Springer drove him in with a sac fly. Springer is waiting on deck. Clement on first. The 1-2. Hit up the middle and off of Chisholm into center. Clement races around second. He's into third. And moments after we praise the infield defense, Chisholm thinking about 2 before he got 1. Lets it slip into center.
Yeah, he took his eye off the ball just for a split second. Thought about the double play before he actually had possession of that baseball. You have to give Andres Jimenez credit, though. He hit that ball really, really hard on a line up the middle.
Yeah, it was no soft grounder, a one-hopper up the middle, and the umpire, the second base ump, Roberto Ortiz, acted as a screen, but that will go as an error on Chisholm. Fielder's choice gets Jimenez to first, Clement on third, and that's it for Cam Schlittler. It's a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. With 2 on and 1 out, George Springer coming up to face Devin Williams. 2-1 Blue Jays, top of the 7th. We go back to baseball control with Show Ali.
Thanks, guys. Let's continue checking on that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. The late game has officially gotten started. Dodgers-Phillies Game 3. Los Angeles with a 2-0 series lead as this series is now in California. Aaron Nola will go for Philly. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound right now in the top of the first inning. I mean, this game just started maybe seconds ago, so it is 0-0 right now. Of course, you can watch that game on Sportsnet. 4 games on the go tonight in the NHL. Canadiens at Leafs is still tied at 2. The second period intermission just about to wrap up. That game is on Sportsnet 1. The third period about to get going. Bruins at Capitals also in the second period intermission. Bruins leading 1-0 thanks to a David Pasternak wrister. Again, Boston leading Washington 1-0. Flames at Oilers. Puck drop in the latest edition of the Battle of Alberta will go at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on Sportsnet 1. And then at the same time, Kings will play the second half of a back-to-back. They'll take on the Golden Knights in Las Vegas. And if you're wondering why only 3 games last night and then followed by only 4 tonight, we'll get 14 games tomorrow night for all of the puckheads out there. Blue Jays baseball, as always, is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get back to a tight game at Yankee Stadium in New York with the call on the Sportsnet Radio Network. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Joe. A reminder that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership or the Sportsnet Radio Network. Devin Williams is into the game, a 2-time Hoffman Reliever of the Year award winner in the National League. He comes in for the Yankees with first and third, 1 out. George Springer coming up, and the Blue Jays leading 2-1 in the top of the 7th.
Big spot for George Springer here. That is a gigantic run standing at third base in Ernie Clement.
In this exact scenario in the 5th, Springer lined one to left center for a sac fly. That made it 2-1 at the time. It's still 2-1 now. Infield at double play depth, shifted to the third base side. Williams with the pitch. Swing and a miss by Springer. Over top of the nasty change. The best pitch for Williams out of his 2. He's just 4-seamer changeup.
That's the best changeup I've seen from him in a long time. Right at the bottom of that strike zone. Tons of downward action.
And he did look very sharp yesterday. Came in the close game, pitched a scoreless inning and a third. Ran it up to 97. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Right back to the change. Right on the corner. George barking at himself right now as he yells down at the ground. It's 0-2. Clement on third. Jimenez on first. 0-2 pitch. Rolled over, foul. Right back to the changeup. And it's still no balls and 2 strikes.
Just trying to put the ball in play. That's all George was doing with that swing there. That was another tough changeup, down and away. Got to shorten up here.
Williams nods, brings his hands together, belt high. The 2-strike pitch. Inside, missed with another change. 4 in a row. It's 1-2.
Easier take there. That might have been a ball out of the hand.
You have to imagine if you're Springer, you're thinking, when is this fastball coming? It can be mid to high 90s, and you got to be ready for it with the changeup too. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. No, he hit it foul, pardon me. George Springer still alive. Just barely got a piece of that change at the bottom of the zone on a huge swing. He was trying to take it out of the yard.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was sitting changeup. That's what it looked like. He was all over it, just a hair out in front. Austin Wells couldn't hang on for strike 3.
Wells didn't turn his wrist over to underhand it. Didn't have a lot of time to react on a foul tip and just kind of knocked it down in front of him. Still first and third, 1 out. Still 1-2. Here's the pitch from Devin Williams. And it's grounded foul again. Williams not budging. That's 6 changeups in a row.
When is that fastball coming? Everybody's asking themselves that right now. You have to imagine it'll come at some point in this at-bat. Just a matter of when.
Williams pitched 9 consecutive scoreless appearances to end the season and hasn't given up a run in the playoffs. He kicks and deals. Jimenez off from first, and the pitch is swung on and foul tip, strike 3. Andres Jimenez dives in with a stolen base, but there are 2 outs now in the inning. A huge punch out for Devin Williams. It's 2nd and 3rd with Nathan Lucas coming up. Again, 2 down.
Yeah, and he would just not give in that at-bat. Every single pitch in that at-bat was a changeup. Everything was down. Everything was below the strike zone. Such a good changeup to finish off George Springer there. Austin Wells hangs on for the second out.
It is 2nd and 3rd, though, after the Jimenez steal. A base hit to the outfield could change this game in a big way. Pitch to Lucas. High and outside, ball 1. There's his first fastball. It misses at 94.
And we've seen Nathan Lucas go the other way. There's a big hole on the left side of the infield. Shortstop Anthony Volpe is almost behind second base.
He's punished this kind of infield alignment so often this year, hitting it to the traditional shortstop spot. 1-0 pitch. And he lines it to left center field, a base hit. In to score Clement. Around third, Jimenez. The throw from Grisham cut off. 2-run single, Nathan Lucas. It's 4-1 Blue Jays in the 7th.
That's what he's been doing all season long in big situations. He was not trying to do too much right there. He got the elevated heater at the top of the strike zone, and he just ripped it the other way over the outstretched glove of Anthony Volpe. I mean, this guy continues to get big hit after big hit in big moments. What a season. What a moment for Nathan Lucas.
The biggest hit of his life. Lucas has made it 4-1, and here's Vlad Guerrero Jr. The pitch. Fouled back early on the change, 0-1. Both those runs will be charged to Cam Schlittler and somewhat spoil the line. Although, remember, neither of them should have scored, but Jazz Chisholm committed an error up the middle. 4-1 Blue Jay lead. 2 outs top of the 7th. 0-1 pitch. Down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And a lot like the Blue Jays yesterday. I'm sure if the Yankees go on to lose this ball game, they'll look back and they'll say, we didn't play really well defensively. We made an error in a big spot, and that really cost us the game.
Still time, though, when the Blue Jays want to add to their advantage if possible. Up 4-1 in the 7th. The 1-1 pitch. Drilled by Vladdy. Right field, it's slicing foul out of play. 1-2. About 10 years in the minors for Nathan Lucas without an opportunity. What a job he has done when finally given the chance to play.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's incredible. Most guys in his spot never make it, or if they do, maybe for a game or 2. He's on first, 2 outs. And the 1-2 to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. No, it's a step off and throw to first. Lucas dives back in.
It's a guy that hit 360 in AAA and 330 back-to-back seasons. He's a guy that can swing the bat. All he needed, and this is out of his mouth today, all he needed was an opportunity, and he's got one.
Yeah, he also said he didn't want to go back to the minors. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. 1-2 pitch to Vlad. Check swing. Pitch was low. Appeal to first, no swing. Dan Bellino says it's 2-2. Guerrero today 1 for 3. RBI single, ground out, and strikeout. The 2-2 pitch. Down and in, ball 3.
Great take. That changeup actually started right down the middle. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. recognized that pitch early. He recognized the spin and took it.
Williams kind of lucky it broke off the plate. That gets into the down and in corner. That might have been gone. Lucas will be off on the pitch. Goldschmidt plays behind him at first. The 3-2. Low ball 4. Walk to Guerrero. And it's first and second as this inning continues for the Blue Jays. Addison Barger about to come up. A guy who has told me twice in the last 2 days how much he loves hitting changeups. Not a bad matchup to do it.
I like this matchup, and Matt Blake, the pitching coach, is going to come out and have a quick conversation with his entire infield. I like this matchup, but at the same time, Devin Williams throws that changeup down a lot, down below the strike zone. Addison Barger does hit changeups well, but he hits hanging changeups over the heart of the plate. Let's see if Devin Williams gives him one of those.
Barger yesterday was 1 batter away from facing Williams in the 8th. When they decided to take him out and bring Bednar in. And he told me Boone is not letting him get to see the guys he wants to see. Now he will, and we'll see if Addison Barger can take advantage here. It's 4-1 already on the 2-run single from Lucas. But the Blue Jays need to create more space. The Yankees quickly got rid of a 6-1 deficit yesterday.
Yeah, 3 runs is never enough against the New York Yankees. That's a very important run, standing at second base here with 2 outs.
Lucas on second, Guerrero on first. 15 pitches for Devin Williams across 3 batters faced. He's recorded 1 out. He stares at Lucas. And he deals to Barger. Outside with a change, ball 1. Barger is 3 for 3 in this game. A little bit of batted ball luck, but he'll take it. A bloop to right field, then a double to left center, and a cue shot grounder up the third baseline. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss early on that change, but that was kind of there for him. Wasn't right down the middle, but caught a lot of the play. Four runs on 9 hits for the Blue Jays. 1-1 to Barger. High with a heater. Good take by Barger. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I wasn't even sure if that was a fastball or not. I had to look up at the radar gun and see 95.
He's barely thrown it so far. After he was ripping 97 consistently last night. 2-1 pitch. Barger flips it foul left side into the seats, deep down the left field line. Another elevated heater. That one only 93, though. It's 2-2. The next pitch for Williams is his 20th of this appearance. Williams trying to get the Yankees to the 7th inning stretch. Barger looking to add to the Blue Jays' 4-1 lead. With 2 outs and 2 on. The righties 2-2. Sprayed foul deep down the left field line again. He was all over that fastball at 94, but clearly also waiting back for the change. That's why he's gone the other way.
Yeah, they have a pretty good scouting report, I think, on Addison Barger. They're filling up that strike zone with heaters. They know that he can hit that hanging changeup.
Two again. Low ball 3, spiked the change, or at least it almost got to the dirt. It's a full count, which activates both base runners. Lucas and Vladdy will be off on the pitch. Lucas on second and Vladdy on first. Williams is set. His payoff pitch to Addison Barger. Fouled off. 96 above the zone, and Barger slammed it into his left ankle. Actually caught him on the shin after a bounce. Big left-handed slugger right back in there. This will be the 8th pitch to Barger, 23rd of the inning for Williams. First and second, 2 down. The 3-2. Served out to left field. Bellinger charging, pulls up and makes the grab to end the inning. The Blue Jays get 2. Nathan Lucas knocks in a pair. It's 2 runs on 2 hits. A pivotal error from Jazz Chisholm Jr. and 2 left on base. At the 7th inning stretch, the Blue Jays 4, the Yankees 1. You're listening to Blue Jays baseball in the ALDS, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL 3-topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch 3-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Order pizzapizza.ca.
At Capital One, we're more than just a credit card company. We're people just like you who believe in the power of yes. Yes to new opportunities. Yes to second chances. Yes to a fresh start. That's why we've helped over 4 million Canadians get access to a credit card. Because at Capital One, we say yes, so you don't have to hear another no. What will you do with your yes? Get the yes you've been waiting for at CapitalOne.ca/yes. Terms and conditions apply.
Bingo!
Celebrate a win for your community at a charitable bingo and gaming center. Each game you play has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities facing challenges such as food insecurity, educational needs, and rehabilitation. So come choose from a wide variety of entertainment options. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable gaming. Community good.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
Shane Bieber's retired the last 7 Reds he's faced.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Blue Jays Baseball. Show Ali with you. The Blue Jays lead the Yankees 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning at Yankee Stadium. Quick check of the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. The Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Montreal Canadiens tonight. The season opener for both teams. It's now 3-2 Leafs in the third period. Morgan Riley with a little flip over Sam Montembeau's shoulder following a Matthew Nyes breakaway attempt that was stuffed. But again, 3-2 Leafs in the third period. You can watch that game on Sportsnet 1. 10 minutes to go in the third. In about half an hour, the Calgary Flames are in Edmonton to take on the Oilers. That's when puck drop in the Battle of Alberta will go, again, shortly after 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. And again, that game will also be on Sportsnet 1. Don't forget, we do have Jays Talk tonight. Jeff Blair and Kevin Barker have the post-game show. Jeff is here at Baseball Control with me. The guys will take your calls and your texts. Jeff will throw out the numbers for you to call after the final out. You can text them as well. 590-590, name and location. The People's Text line is always open. Standard data and messaging rates may apply. Blue Jays Baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning in the Bronx. Let's get you back to New York at Yankee Stadium with the call on the Sportsnet Radio Network. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. God bless America. Wrapping up at Yankee Stadium, and now take me out to the ball game going on as the Yankee fans remain standing here before the bottom of the 7th. It's the Blue Jays 2 and the Yankees 1, or pardon me, 4-1. The Blue Jays lead. They just added 2 runs to their advantage in the 7th on a Nathan Lucas RBI single, and we will see some changes now for the Blue Jays, both on the mound and in the field. In terms of in the field, Anthony Santander's evening is over. He is taken out. Miles Straw will come in to the spot of Santander. However, Straw will go to left field where Nathan Lucas was starting. Lucas moves over to right field. Typically, your rangier guy is in left at Yankee Stadium because of how much there is to cover out there. That's why Straw's over there. And then on the hill, we have a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian Brendan Little will enter the game for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Blue Jays again with Little on the hill, Straw in left field, Lucas in right now, Santander out, and a 4-1 lead, bottom 7.
And this is a big spot for Brendan Little. He's figured some things out. Over the course of the season, he's struggled with his command just a little bit, as we've talked about at length. But he started to throw that cutter, that cut fastball at the top of the strike zone at about 93 to 95 miles an hour. And that's forced him to get out in front and be in the strike zone. He's been much more effective recently with that pitch.
And he did give up a run yesterday, but if you go back and look through it, the only hit he allowed was that ball that dropped in front of Anthony Santander on the dive attempt. Right after that, a sac fly. He really pitched better than the line probably suggested, as many Blue Jays pitchers did when their defense was sloppier yesterday. He'll get Goldschmidt, Wells, and Volpe this inning. The Yankees do have bats on the bench if they want to maneuver it here. Ben Rice, J.C. Escara, left-handed hitters. Ahmed Rosario, Jose Caballero, right-handed hitters. And the switch hitter, Jason Dominguez. Paul Goldschmidt will lead it off. He's 0 for 1 in this game. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and popped out to shortstop in the 4th. 4 for 9 overall in the playoffs. It's game 4 of the American League Division Series. The Blue Jays up 2-1 in this best of 5, leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Little's pitch bounced to home plate, ball 1.
And up by 3 runs, you have to throw strikes. You have to come into situations like this and pound that strike zone. You don't want to put guys on via the free pass.
Cutter, sinker, curve for Brendan Little, the lefty. Closed off setup. He sets at the belt. And the 1-0. Inside. Just inside with a cutter. Broke in a little too much. 2-0. Infield plays Goldschmidt straight up. Outfield does the same. The 2-0 pitch. Called strike. Got the cutter to the inside edge. 2-1.
Great pitch right there. Gutsy pitch. A cutter on the inside part.
The kick and the 2-1. Inside. Just inside with the cutter. 3-1.
Have to throw a strike here. No messing around.
Blue Jays pitching has walked 3 today and hit a batter and gotten away with it so far. 3-1 pitch. Inside. Down and in, ball 4, and we'll see if they can get away with another one, because there's a leadoff walk to Paul Goldschmidt, not the start the Blue Jays wanted this inning.
Paul Goldschmidt was really patient. A couple of those pitches actually didn't miss by much, but that tells you that the approach of this Yankees offense will be patient, see it up against Brendan Little.
Bottom of the 7th, runner on first, a left-on-left matchup here with Austin Wells. Little deals. Swing and a miss.
Or be aggressive. Big hack from Austin Wells right there on the first pitch.
And that curve didn't miss super low, but Wells was trying to go yard. He's 5 for 20 in the playoffs, and now he takes in the dirt pitch blocked by Kirk. 1-1. Wells 0 for 2 lifetime off Brendan Little. 1-1 pitch. Outside ball 2.
And the last thing you want to do is bring the tying run to the plate, especially in this ballpark. You have to force Austin Wells to swing the bat here.
The kick and the 2-1. Hit high in deep center field. Varsho racing back at the warning track. He'll make the catch on the dirt and throw it back in. Austin Wells tried to hit it out to Monument Park, but it just got a quick viewing as Varsho got it a few feet from the wall to keep Goldschmidt at first, and there's 1 out.
Brendan Little got lucky there. Pete Walker is going to come out and have a quick chat with him with Volpe standing in that batter's box, but you can't fall behind. These guys know that you're trying to throw a strike when you're behind in the count 2-1, 3-1, and that's what happens. Austin Wells just missed that pitch. It might have gotten off the end of the bat just a little bit. Missed a home run by about 3 or 4 feet out there in center field. You have to throw strike 1. That is the most important thing in situations like this.
That cutter was well over the middle, just a tiny bit on the inner half, and maybe that was enough to keep it in the yard. Austin Wells got oh so close from making this a 1-run game, but instead, a ball that would have been a home run in 5 ballparks is allowed out, and with 1 down and Goldschmidt on first, Anthony Volpe's up. He's 0 for 2, 2 Ks. Little's pitch. Volpe squares to bunt, pulls it back, and takes high ball 1. Wouldn't imagine he's actually bunting, probably more trying to mess with the pitcher, Brendan Little. 25 postseason at-bats for Volpe, 5 for 25 with 15 strikeouts. 1-0 pitch. Called strike right down the middle with a cutter.
And now that you've thrown that strike, you're back in the count. Now you can throw whatever you want.
Goldschmidt the runner. The 1-1 pitch. Called strike again. Just nipped the outside edge with a backdoor cutter, and Tony Randazzo recognized it. Called a strike. It's 1-2.
That's a great call. That's a gutsy call for a home plate umpire, especially here at Yankee Stadium.
Volpe called time and stepped out. Right-handed hitting shortstop back in there. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him to chase the curve in the dirt. Volpe 0 for 3 strikeouts. Getting booed by the Yankee Stadium crowd. There's 2 down in the bottom of the 7th.
What a big-time pitch and a big-time situation. It seems like he's found the release point just a little bit. That last curveball that he threw to Anthony Volpe is the best curveball he's thrown in the last couple of weeks, no doubt.
And here's an interesting move. I'm not saying that it's a controversial move, but an interesting move. The Yankees have 1 run in this game. It's 4-1 Blue Jays. Ryan McMahon hit the homer to score that run, and he's being lifted now to avoid a left-on-left matchup. They'll bring in Ahmed Rosario, who they subbed in for McMahon yesterday as well.
And you're also taking a really good defender out of the game as well.
You are. But the Yankees are trailing. They got to take some chances here with their season on the line. 4-1 Blue Jays, 2 outs, bottom 7. Goldschmidt on first. Pitch to Rosario. Called strike. He's really found that cutter now. That was right on the knees. Rosario, no slouch himself. Came into the game yesterday and doubled in one of his 2 at-bats, the 0-1. And he rips a liner to center field, a base hit. Varsho charging, fields it on 3 hops, and the pinch hit decision turns out to be a good one. That will bring the tying run to the plate as Goldschmidt goes up to second, and Rosario stops at first with a single.
Well, Aaron Boone looks like a genius now. Actually, not a terrible pitch from Brendan Little. It was an elevated cutter in on the hands, and Ahmed Rosario was able to get the barrel to it and muscle it out into center field in front of Dalton Varsho. And now the tying run's at the plate. Got to make your pitches here if you're Brendan Little.
2 outs. It's Trent Grisham with Aaron Judge on deck. You certainly don't want Grisham to tie it with a homer, but you can't walk him and give Judge the bases loaded in a game like this. 4-1 Blue Jays. Yankee Stadium getting loud with 2 outs. The pitch off of Alejandro Kirk on a bounce. He kept it in front of him, or at least off to the side of him, to keep the runners at first and second. It's 1-0. That pitch bounced in front of home and off to the right. Kirk took it off the face, and it rolled behind the ankles of Grisham.
It's a fantastic play from Alejandro Kirk. It's important to keep those runners at first and second as well.
First and second, 2 down. Grisham's 0 for 3. Pop up and 2 strikeouts. The 1-0. Called strike. Back to the cutter on the corner to even it at 1-1. Nail-biting time in New York. Tying run at the plate, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Left on left the pitch. And he hits it high. Foul third base side. Barger jogging over him. Jimenez waves him off on the side warning track. He makes the grab, settling up onto the turf. Huge pitch, Brendan Little. Huge defensive play, Andres Jimenez. And a pair are stranded as we go on to the 8th. The Blue Jays 6 outs away. They lead it 4-1 over the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, it's Gurdeep Ahluwalia. Experience a legacy that lasts at Don Valley North Lexus. Right now, lease a 2026 NX 350 premium package from just $628 per month for 28 months at 3.9%. Plus, qualified Lexus loyalty guests receive a 1.5% rate reduction for rates as low as 2.4%. See DonValleyNorthLexus.com for details. A division of Wayne's Auto Group.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama. Made precisely for you.
Hola, soy Andrés Jiménez. This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball. En la cadena de Radio Sportnet.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. 2 innings to go between the Blue Jays and Yankees. Game 4 of the American League Division Series with the Blue Jays leading this best of 5. 2-1. It's a 4-1 lead right now for the Blue Jays, thanks to gutsy pitching from Brendan Little with 2 on and the tying run at the plate in the 7th, and a fantastic catch by Andrés Giménez in foul territory down the left field line.
Well, that play right there is why you're paying Andrés Giménez what you're paying him. Making big plays in big situations. That's a game-saving play right there. You do not want to throw another pitch to Trent Grisham, a guy that hit 34 home runs this season. By the way, Brendan Little looks like he's found something.
He did his job, and now the Yankees make a pitching change. It's brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Camilo Doval is into the game for New York. Alejandro Kirk to hit. Blue Jays up 4-1 in the 8th. Doval kicks and deals. Called strike. For the Yankees, Ahmed Rosario plays third base now. He hit for Ryan McMahon in the 7th. Blue Jays feel like they need to add. 0-1. High and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Because with one big swing, the Yankees can change a game. Doval, the hard-throwing right-hander, former closer with the Giants. He's had a great postseason. 1-1. Inside 2-1. After an up-and-down regular season with the Yankees, Doval's thrown 3 scoreless innings for New York with only 1 hit allowed and no walks in the postseason. Yankees also heating up closer David Bednar. 2-1 pitch. Kirk hooks it on the ground, past the dive of Rosario, down the left field line and into the corner. Kirk jogging around first, and he'll easily get into second base with a double.
And you have to ask yourself, does Ryan McMahon get to that baseball? I don't think he does, but he is a better defender than Ahmed Rosario. What a big leadoff double for Alejandro Kirk. He's standing out there with nobody out.
I got a tougher question for you, maybe. Do you run Tyler Heineman but change your starting catcher in a game this big in the 8th?
No, absolutely not. You're up by 3 runs. There's nobody out in this inning. If you were down by a run, absolutely. If you were up by a run, maybe. But up by 3 runs, no. I stick with Alejandro Kirk.
John Schneider will as well. First pitch to Varsho, skied way high and outside by Camilo Doval. 1-0. Varsho hitless in this game. Right on left, Doval's pitch. And he hits it high, right field and deep. Judge going back at the warning track. He's got room to make the catch. Kirk is tagging. He's looking for third base, and he'll get in there. Dalton Varsho just missed a 2-run homer, sending Judge back to the bleacher creatures in right field.
Aaron Judge had his back against that wall in right field, making that catch. Dalton Varsho might have gotten that off the end of the bat just a little bit. He missed a home run by about 2 or 3 feet. Alejandro Kirk going from second to third. That's probably the only place in the entire park that allows Alejandro Kirk to get from second to third base.
He got in there without a slide.
Yep.
Infield in now for the Yankees. 4-1 Blue Jays. 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. What a big add-on run this could be at third. Miles Straw will hit for the first time in the game, coming in defensively last inning. The pitch. Called strike. And this actually is a solid situation for Miles Straw because the infield is in. It's a lot more about just making contact and putting it in play. More grounders and soft liners will sneak through. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Slider off the plate, down and away. Gets the whiff. 0-2.
That slider's got a lot of movement, a lot of velo on it. That was 89 miles an hour. The fastball sits generally about 90, 98, 99. So tough pitch right there for Miles Straw.
The fastball's a cutter. It's got the same spin as the slider. 0-2. Poked right field, sinking, down for a base hit. Miles Straw delivers with an RBI single, and the Blue Jays lead 5-1 in the 8th inning.
What an approach from Miles Straw. My goodness, just trying to fight that pitch off and lift something to the outfield. That was a really nice slider off the plate away. Miles Straw going the other way. Didn't hit it all that hard. Just dumped it over the outstretched glove of Jazz Chisholm Jr. What a big hit for Miles Straw. Nathan Lucas, Miles Straw, everybody coming to play tonight.
Unbelievable from the Blue Jays. Their 11th hit of the game to 3-4 New York. It's 5-1 Toronto with Ernie Clement at the plate and 1 out. Doval steps off, throws to first. Straw dives back in. He is a candidate to take off Miles Straw. Has stolen 30 bases in a season before in his career. And this place is a little quieter right now than it was about 15, 20 minutes ago. The pitch, up and in, and hit him in the head. Ernie quickly back to his feet, looking out to Camilo Doval, who just nailed him in the helmet with a cutter. No intent, of course, but incredibly dangerous. And Clement whipping down equipment. Vladdy was looking out, telling him, putting his hands up and down, telling him to take a breath. And Ernie thankfully all right to go down to first.
Yeah, Ernie Clement got up quickly and immediately looked at Doval, had a couple of choice words for him. I'd probably be doing the exact same thing if I'm Ernie Clement. Whether there's intent there or not, you never want to be hit in the head with 98 miles an hour. Luckily, Ernie Clement's okay. He actually didn't get hit in the head. He kind of got hit in the shoulder blade. That's good news.
Helmet flew off, so the instant reaction was that it was to the head. And it was a what the bleep from Clement out to Doval after that dangerous pitch went up and in. That'll be the last pitch Doval throws in this game. It's a pitching change now, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 3 of 4 reach against Doval, so the Yankees trying to keep it close. Will go to their closer, David Bednar, coming on. Before Bednar pitches, we go back to baseball control in Toronto with Show Ali.
Thanks, Ben. Let's check out the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. 4 games on the go this evening in the NHL. We've been checking in on Canadians at Leafs pretty much all night. The Leafs just seconds ago grabbing a 5-2 win over the Habs in the season opener down at Scotiabank Arena for both teams, really. Morgan Rielly would get the game winner in the third off a nice feed from Matthew Nyes. The Leafs also getting goals from Bobby McMahon, Calle Jarnkrok as well. Austin Matthews and William Nylander, both with empty netters to wrap things up. Leafs next play on Saturday night against the Red Wings in Detroit. That game will be on Sportsnet TV and, of course, on our flagship station, Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Joe Bone and Jim Ralph will have that call on Hockey Night in Canada. Of course, Bruins at Capitals is in the third period. The Boston Bruins leading the Washington Capitals 2-1 right now. Elias Lindholm with the current goal that has the Bruins ahead. And in about 10 minutes, probably a little bit more than that, thanks to all of the festivities, puck drop in the latest edition of the Battle of Alberta will go at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on Sportsnet 1. Blue Jays baseball, as always, is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium in New York. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. David Bednar, the Yankee closer, is on, trying to calm down an 8th-inning Blue Jay rally. Blue Jays with 2 hits and then a hit batter have scored a run in this 8th, and they lead it 5-1 over the New York Yankees. Clement was hit by the pitch up in the upper shoulder area. He's all right. He's on first. Miles Straw on second, so a lot of speed with 1 out, and Andres Jimenez coming up to the plate. Bednar pitched yesterday and pitched very well in a 5-out save. He did not allow a base runner, punched out 2, and his other 3 outs were on the ground. They need him to keep it here at a 4-run deficit. His first pitch is outside, a splitter to Jimenez, ball 1. Bednar's arsenal is 4-seam curve splitter. Curve is usually the secondary pitch, but against lefties, it's more splits. His 1-0. Jimenez shoots one on a bounce to short. Slipping Volpe grabs it, throws the second one. Chisholm to first is late. It is a safe call by first base ump Dan Bellino. A fielder's choice means Jimenez is at first and Straw at second with Clement retired, jogging off the field. 2 down.
Actually, a really nice pick from Goldschmidt at first base. If he doesn't pick that baseball, not only is Andres Jimenez, well, he's already safe, but Miles Straw comes around third base and scores the 6th run of the ballgame.
The Jays will try and score this 6th run a different way now. George Springer up to the plate. Straw on first. Jimenez on third. 2 down. 5-1 Blue Jays in the top of the 8th inning. Braden Fisher warming up in left center field. David Bednar offers home to Springer. Pitch down and away, ball 1. Blue Jays up by 4, have to cover 6 more outs in this game to take the series. The 1-0. Low ball 2. Springer has 2 of the biggest swings in this game. His double to start the day came around to score for a Blue Jay run, and his sac fly in the 5th inning that gave the Blue Jays a 2-1 lead. The pitch. Called strike. Checked his swing on a backup curveball that dropped to the top of the zone.
That was actually a pretty hittable pitch. It was just a backup curveball, and it fooled George Springer just a little bit. Didn't really break that much.
By the way, Braden Fisher not the only one warming up in left center now. Jeff Hoffman is up for the Blue Jays as well. It's Judge, Bellinger, Stanton in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Better curve that time. Outside of the zone to make it 2-2 with 2 on and 2 out.
And just hearing you say who's coming up next inning makes that guy at third base all the more important.
The 1 run this inning was huge. A second would be monumental. Space on the right side of the infield to poke it through. Bednar with 2 outs and a 2-2. Jimenez off from first, and it's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 to end the top of the 8th inning. Bednar comes in and settles it down for the Yankees, but the Blue Jays get a run on a pair of hits. They leave 2 on, and they lead the game 5-1, middle of the 8th inning. You're listening to Blue Jays baseball in Game 4 of the American League Division Series, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner, so he checks with Babbel speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Your business runs 24/7, but what happens when your loading dock grinds to a halt? Get back in business fast with Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks. Your overhead door problem is our problem, and we're good at fixing problems. Repairing your overhead door, dock, or have truck restraints that require service? No problem. We also offer preventative maintenance inspections to eliminate the chaos and expense of unplanned emergencies. Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks, trusted for over 60 years. Visit BagleyOverheadDoors.com today.
Get winter ready with CarQuest Auto Parts. Save on premium brand name products. Castrol Magnatech Synthetic Oil 5-liter jug $29.97. Prestone Premix Coolant 3.78-liter jug $14.97. CarQuest Washer Fluid 3.78-liter jug $3.97. And Trico Ice Winter Wiper Blades all sizes $14.97. Hit the road with CarQuest for your auto parts needs. Visit a CarQuest Auto Parts store or carquest.ca for full flyer details at participating locations.
This is Toronto Blue Jays postseason baseball.
It's 11-9 in the bottom of the 8th.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom of the 8th inning in the Bronx. The Blue Jays 6 outs away from taking the series. They lead the Yankees 5-1. It's going to feel like 6 million outs, though, against this tough offense. And the Blue Jays will go to a new pitcher for this 8th inning. The pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Braden Fisher, the